I'm building a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26. This is life. In the night, Li Bolian was in charge. He asked several leaders of Dalu Town to try the fight in Delane village on the spot. The captain and others wanted to be partial, but Li Bolian didn't give him face. They had no choice but to understand the situation one by one. The trial lasted for several hours, and Zhao Yuanyi insisted that Jiang Chen and his team were the first to fight. Jiang Chen and others also insisted that Zhao Yuanyi started the fight first. When it was almost dawn, there was still no result. Zhao Yuanyi contacted Wei Qiang about this matter. Jiang Chen had Li Bolian as a guarantor, so the people in the town didn't dare to offend him. They could only argue and wait for Wei Qiang's reinforcements. When it was almost dawn, Wei Qiang really came in person. The small Dalu town had never had such an important person. In the interrogation room, Jiang Chen saw Wei Qiang. Wei Qiang was not very tall and one of his legs was a little lame. His face was a little dark, with short hair and small eyes. He sat down on the chair, and the surroundings instantly became quiet. "Old Li, you are such a big shot, but you come here to scare the younger generation. This is not good." Wei Qiang's voice was a little sharp. From his walking posture and speaking tone, Jiang Chen could see that he was a man of swift and decisive actions. Of course, swift and decisive actions also meant that he might be arbitrary and dictatorial. Who can compare to you? I just don't want to see honest people being bullied. Li Bolian retorted. Others were afraid of Wei Qiang, but he was not afraid. Bullying honest people. Does he count? Tell me, a person who doesn't take the overall situation into consideration, a person who obstructs construction every day just to get more money, is he an honest person? Tell me, thousands of people in the county are waiting for food, just because of the honest people in your eyes. Are they all hungry? Waiting to eat the food that will make their descendants extinct? Jiang Chen couldn't help but retort. He was a small civilian, barefoot, was not afraid of those wearing shoes. What was there for him to be afraid of? Say it to me again. Wei Qiang slapped the table and stood up. Li Bolian also slapped the table and stood up. So you mean that the one who brought a dozen people to the village to beat up the people is an honest man? If you say so, then I will report your honest man to the higher authorities. After Li Bolian finished speaking, Wei Qiang pointed at Li Bolian and shouted, "Which eye did you see him bring a dozen people to the village to beat people? Just do it if you are on secondment. Don't think about those things every day. Longchen County is in panic all day long because there are too many brainless people like you." Wei Qiang's attitude was very firm. Because not only him, but almost everyone thought that Wei Qiang would be the next successor to Longchen County. So now Wei Qiang wants to make achievements. He wants to solve the problem of unpaid wages for all public officials. In this way, he will gain the support of all the people below. You stare at the top every day. I think you have long forgotten what ordinary people are like. Jiang Chen sneered and pointed at the BMW outside the yard and said, "I want to see the dash cam in the car." The BMW was on at the time, and the fight was recorded clearly. The temperature in the desert night is very cold. Boss Zhao is from the south and he is afraid of cold. So the air conditioner in the BMW has never been turned off. Jiang Chen just remembered this. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Li Bolian pointed at the BMW at the door and said, "Go and get the dash cam." Several people in the town looked at Wei Qiang. One was on a temporary basis and the other was not. So they couldn't listen to Li Bolian in everything. What do you want to get? Is it his class or yours? Do you still want to pay a year-end bonus? This matter ends here. I tell you that the mine will open sooner or later. I want to see how long you can protect him. Wei Qiang turned around and left. The people handling the case looked at Jiang Chen and then at Boss Zhao. How about you settle this privately? These are all experienced people, they certainly don't want to offend anyone. I have no objection, I only have one request, he should pay double the money for injuring the common people. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the captain looked at Zhao Yuanyi again. Zhao Yuanyi knew that he was not right in this matter. If Wei Qiang hadn't stepped in, he might have been imprisoned this time. Okay, I admit that I'm unlucky, but this matter is not over yet, you wait and see. Zhao Yuanyi finished speaking, and Dalu Town released several people. Let's go, I'll take you back. Li Bolian finished speaking, and drove Jiang Chen towards Delane village. Zhao Zhang, don't be discouraged, this is how society is. When we can't change it, we must find a way to adapt to it. These are all small twists and turns in our long life. These twists and turns will make you stronger and make you mature. As a person who has experienced it, Li Bolian advised Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen looked out the window, and the willow trees outside the window flashed by. I know that I must become stronger. When I have money and strength, everyone will bow to me. It's good that you understand. In fact, Wang Qiang is not as bad as you think. He is a little eager for quick success, but you know that the people in Longchen County are not easy to lead. There are many people who fish in troubled waters, and few who really work for this county. Wang Qiang is one of the few who want to achieve results. Some people are so resolute that they are inevitably eager for quick success. I don't blame him. He also wants to open a mine to increase taxes and pay everyone's wages. I can understand all this. In this day and age, you want the horse to run, but you don't give it grass to eat. How can such a good thing happen? Jiang Chen only hated that he was not strong enough. If his grassland could make more money than mining, would Wang Qiang want to mine at that time? After returning to Dilane village, Jiang Chen did not return to the orchard. He went straight to Tang Yongjun's house. The door of Tang Yongjun's house was open. Several people were lying in the yard. A little girl was busy with sweat. Yankee. Why are you back? Jiang Chen couldn't help asking Tang Yankee, who was sweating all over. Tang Yankee wiped the blood off Li Chaoyan on the ground, and then bandaged him. As soon as he finished bandaging, Tang Yankee walked towards Jiang Chen. You guys rebelled when I came back. You're so old, but you still fight at every turn. Where are you hurt? You're covered in blood, and you didn't even wipe it off. Tang Yankee said with a straight face, and wiped the blood off Jiang Chen's head with a towel. It's not us who want to fight, it's Zhao Yuanyu, that bastard who deliberately made trouble. Jiang Chen said, and then he felt a little pain in his arm. When he strangled Zhao Yuanyu, Zhu Kai hit him on the arm with a stick. Anything else that hurts? My arm hurts a little. After Jiang Chen said that, Tang Yankee pinched Jiang Chen's arm and frowned. Your arm is broken, how can you still be in the mood to come back? Hurry to the hospital. At night, Li Bolian took Jiang Chen and the others to the hospital again. After the plaster was applied in the hospital, Zhao Yuanyu asked someone to settle the bill. Jiang Chen did not dare to delay and returned to Dilane village. Now it was the season for picking tomatoes. If he did not sell the tomatoes quickly, Zhao Yuanyu would be finished without him doing anything. Zhao Chen, what should we do now? In the tomato field, more and more tomatoes were turning red. A dozen people wrapped in gauze and plaster stood in the desert and looked at Jiang Chen. They were waiting for Jiang Chen to give them an answer. If the tomatoes could not be sold, their 3 months' salary would be wasted. Chapter 27. Farming Circle. I'll go to the city. The county was blocked, and with Zhao Yuanyu around, no one dared to bite his tomatoes. So he could only try his luck in the city. Jiang Chen was just about to go back to the village when Tang Yankee came over with the full set of equipment on his back. Brother Chen, why didn't you tell me earlier that the tomatoes can't be sold? After Tang Yankee finished speaking, he skillfully set up the live broadcast equipment next to the tomato field. Alas, it's no use telling you. We are all farmers. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Tang Yankee had already turned on the live broadcast equipment. You look down on me, don't you? Wait and see, I will make you look at me with new eyes in a moment. After Tang Yankee finished speaking, he said to the screen, Welcome everyone to Zhouqi's live broadcast room. Today I will bring you a product from my hometown. Everyone, come and see, my hometown is on the edge of a desert. This is the Come to Desert, let me show you first. After Tang Yankee finished speaking, he raised his selfie stick and took a photo of the sand dunes in the distance. Tang Yankee started a live broadcast, and a group of people in the distance started to talk about it like they were looking at monkeys. What's wrong with Zhouqi? What are you talking to yourself on the phone? Who wants to see the desert? It's hot and there's no water. What's good about it? Zhouqi, what are you doing? A group of uncles came over, and Tang Yankee pointed the camera at them. Look, everyone, these are our lovely villagers. Under Tang Yankee's camera, the old farmers in shabby clothes and simple faces grinned. What are you doing? Are you going to be on TV? I'll dress up. Can the people inside see me? Can I say something to my son? After an old man finished speaking, the comments exploded. Damn, you still say simple, are you taking advantage of us? Why did the anchor come to the village to broadcast like today? What are you selling today? Oh my god, this is really a desert. When the comments filled the screen, Tang Yankee pointed at the tomatoes. Jiang Chen had more or less heard of live streaming to sell goods, so he quickly ran to the tomato field and picked a big red tomato. Look, this is the desert tomato he cultivated in the desert. Look at how big and red this tomato is. Not only does it look good on the outside, it tastes even better inside. Let me try one for everyone first. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked around and saw that there was no knife around, so he couldn't cut it. I'll break it for you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he took the tomato, endured the pain in his arm, and broke it in half with a puff. Looking at a man in a plaster cast in a live broadcast room fiercely breaking a big tomato in half, there was another exclamation in the barrage. Damn, a brakeman. This works too. After the tomato was broken, even Tang Yanqi was stunned. The big tomato was full of red flesh, and the red was wrapped in a green heart. If you look closely, there are faint bubbles in the tomato. Oh my god, look at this tomato. This is not a tomato, this is simply a sandy watermelon. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, he raised half of the tomato and showed it to everyone next to the video. After showing the tomato here, Tang Yanqi began to taste it. She took a bite gently, and the sweetness and sourness instantly stimulated her taste buds. Wow, it's so delicious. It's sour and sweet, like sugar, but sweet but not greasy. It's sour in the middle, and it's so sweet. Tang Yanqi's eyes lit up when he took a bite of the tomato. In the live broadcast room, the barrage stopped for a moment, and then exploded like an atomic bomb. This is definitely not pretending. I can testify that every time Zhouqi sells things, there is no such charm in his eyes, and it looks like he is just coping, but this time it's not the case. This is the first time I see the anchor's surprised expression, so cute. From the anchor's unpretentious acting skills, I dare to conclude that this tomato is absolutely delicious. After a bunch of fans finished talking, Tang Yanqi had already eaten a whole tomato without caring about his image. Brother Jiang Chen, your tomatoes are too delicious, they could almost be eaten as fruits. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, he went down and picked another tomato, wiped it and started to eat it. Yes, is it really though delicious? Jiang Chen reached out and picked a tomato, ready to taste it. For so long, he had been thinking about how to get a loan and how to sell tomatoes. He didn't even have the mood to eat meat, let alone tomatoes. However, when the tomato entered his mouth, Jiang Chen's eyes widened. The feeling of melting in the mouth was not like eating tomatoes at all, it was even more exciting than eating watermelon. It's delicious, the sufficient desert sunshine makes the tomatoes sweeter. The huge temperature difference at night makes the tomatoes full of sourness. Wow, I never thought that Grandpa's tomatoes would be so delicious. Jiang Chen praised, and Uncle Shwini scratched his head. It's just a tomato, is it as delicious as you say? Who doesn't grow tomatoes in a farmer's family? This thing can only be used for cooking, and no one wants to eat it raw. Shwini also picked a tomato and took a bite, but in an instant he twitched as if he was electrocuted. Delicious, damn delicious. I, Shwini, have lived for decades, and this is the first time I have eaten such delicious tomatoes. Shwini said excitedly, and the screen was already exploding. Wow, the uncle's acting skills are really powerful. This expression beats the young actors, it can be included in the film textbook. Brothers, Uncle Shwini's expression is going to be popular. Just as a group of fans were interacting, Tang Yanqi, who had eaten 2 tomatoes, burped. Sorry, it's really delicious, I couldn't help but eat one more. Family members, what I want to sell today are these desert tomatoes. Look, these are really tomatoes grown in the desert. You all know that the desert has the most sunshine. The abundant desert will create the sweetest taste of tomatoes. I dare to guarantee that this will definitely be the most delicious tomato you have ever eaten in your life, no one else. Family members can place an order, we have limited tomatoes here, if you are slow, they will be gone. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, he posted a link. As soon as the link was posted here, it took only a few seconds for 70 tons of tomatoes to be sold out. Okay, sold out. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, Jiang Chen, who was about to praise his tomatoes, was stunned. What? Sold out already? Yes, with just this little bit of goods, it would take me a few minutes to sell them. Don't you see that I am a celebrity with hundreds of thousands of fans? Tang Yanqi finished speaking proudly, and several villagers nearby were stunned. Zhouqi, you said that these 100 acres of tomatoes are sold out just like that. How did you sell them? I didn't see anyone coming to buy them. After several old men in the village finished speaking, Tang Yanqi had already turned off the live broadcast. Oh, I can't explain it to you clearly. Brother Jiang Chen, let everyone pick the tomatoes and pack them. By the way, the price is much cheaper than the supermarket. The supermarket is for 12 yuan, I sell it to my fans, and it's 3.5 yuan for them. After Tang Yanqi finished speaking, Jiang Chen excitedly hugged Tang Yanqi. Thank you so much, Zhouqi, you are my lifesaver. Jiang Chen's tomatoes were sold at 1.5 yuan in the county, but no one bought them. The prices doubled. If he sells it at this price, he can not only repay the village's 800,000 yuan rent, but also pay all the workers' wages. Not only that, he can save hundreds of thousands to continue expanding the area. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelas. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28. I'm also going to do a live broadcast in Delane Village. More than 100 people were singing songs, carrying baskets, and picking tomatoes. They had never been so happy as today. Tang Yanqi also joined the team of picking tomatoes with a smile on her face. She felt that she could contribute her own strength to Delane Village and gain everyone's recognition, which was really satisfying for her. By dusk, baskets of tomatoes filled the fields. Just as Jiang Chen was about to contact the courier, Tang Yanqi's phone suddenly rang. Tang Yanqi turned on the phone and it was the boss calling. "Hello, boss, what are you doing? Who allowed you to bring goods to Delane Village?" Before Tang Yanqi finished greeting, the boss scolded him. The tomatoes belong to my brother Jiang Chen. I don't care if you are Jiang Chen or Zhaolu. Without my permission, even your father's tomatoes are not allowed. I tell you, I have deleted the link and I have refunded all the orders. Get back here and apologize to all the fans. After the boss scolded over there, Tang Yanqi's terrors fell instantly. No, you can't cancel my order. This is the result of my brother Jiang Chen's hard work for several months. I have to help him. Tang Yanqi shouted loudly, and a group of people who were preparing to pack the boxes were stunned. What's wrong? Jiang Chen walked to Tang Yanqi and asked, and Tang Yanqi cried even harder. Brother Jiang Chen, they cancelled the installment order. Wait, let me talk to them. Jiang Chen finished speaking and took the phone. This kind of live broadcast company is all for money. His tomatoes were sold with great difficulty and he absolutely could not return them. Boss, I'm Tang Yanqi's girlfriend. Let's talk about this. Talk about your mother. Tell Tang Yanqi to get back here. The boss cursed, and Jiang Chen was instantly angry. Speak politely to me. Tang Yanqi is working for you. She is not your slave. Don't you just want money? How much money do you want? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the boss over there had no intention of giving in. I don't want a penny. I won't sell your goods today. Tang Yanqi signed a contract with me. If she dares to sell your tomatoes behind the company's back, she must compensate us 10 million. Jiang Chen was stunned after the boss finished speaking. Damn, this boss is simply not a human being. Tang Yanqi is only paid 3,000 yuan a month, and you want 10 million for a breach of contract. Are you still a human being? The capitalists are all younger brothers in front of you. Jiang Chen, what should I do? Hearing that the boss across the street would not sell to them anymore, Ishuini was a little anxious. In Jiang Chen's tomato field, Ishuini invested the most. If Jiang Chen failed, he would not be able to get back the tens of thousands of yuan he owed him for gas, right? Stop talking nonsense, and get Tang Yanqi back, or I will sue now. You can terminate the contract now if you have money. I will let her sell goods for you now. After the boss finished speaking, Jiang Chen cursed. Just wait, the more arrogant you are today, the more you will regret it in the future. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the other party hung up the phone directly. Jiang Chen did not have 10 million to pay the penalty, so this live broadcast of selling goods was doomed to fail. Brother Jiang Chen, what should I do? Seeing Jiang Chen hung up the phone in disappointment, Tang Yanqi asked with some heartache. She gave Jiang Chen hope, but now she threw Jiang Chen into a deep valley. Shoki, go back, I will find a way here. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he sat down on the ridge of the field dejectedly. He looked at the sunset in the distance and the baskets of tomatoes that had been packed. Why is it so difficult to do something in this world? Brother Jiang Chen, I'm not going back. Be obedient, I can't afford that penalty. I can handle the tomato issue. You go back and wait until the contract is over, and we won't work for them anymore. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, although Tang Yanqi felt distressed, she was educated after all. She knew that once a contract was signed, it would have legal effect. Brother Jiang Chen, don't worry, I only signed a 2-year contract. Now 6 months have passed, and there is still 1 year and 6 months left. I can wait. In the evening, Tang Yanqi left Delane Village. Jiang Chen lowered his head in the sunset, and his shadow stretched very long. County Town, Nanfeng Brothers Media Company. When Tang Yanqi came in, a young man with dyed yellow hair and a flowered shirt signed his name on the contract. Happy cooperation. Boss Zhu is such a straightforward person. From now on, you are a shareholder of the Delane Village gold mine. After Jiang finished speaking, the boss of Nanfeng Brothers Media Company reached out and shook hands with him tightly. This is all thanks to my brother's support. Otherwise, how could such a good thing happen to me? Haha, then we are now wearing the same pants. Whether the gold mine can be opened depends on whether his tomatoes can be sold. I guarantee that he will never sell a tomato from our company. Happy cooperation. As night fell, Jiang Chen lay on the grass and looked up at the starry sky. The grass was so soft that he never wanted to lie on it. But now everything is gone, why does he still care about this? Heaven will give great responsibilities to this person. Jiang Chen remembered the article he wrote in school, and suddenly he sat up and took out his mobile phone. Since Tang Yanqi can sell goods live, why can't he? Jiang Chen. I will do live broadcasts myself. I will never be controlled by others again. Jiang Chen finished speaking and searched for how to be a live broadcaster. After searching, he downloaded Douyin Live Broadcast. After downloading and registering, Jiang Chen started a live broadcast under the starry sky. Hello, everyone. I am the owner of the Delane Village Tomato Base. Jiang Chen introduced himself to the phone, but because he was not famous, only 1 or 2 people appeared in the live broadcast room intermittently. Even those 1 or 2 people soon ran away. Alas, this industry is so difficult to work in. Half an hour later, Jiang Chen sighed, and his first live broadcast failed. As the night deepened, Jiang Chen simply put his phone on the shelf and fell asleep in the tent. The next day, the night gradually faded and dawn came. A ray of light appeared in the gray sky. Then a fog appeared in the desert. The white fog was like a piece of cloud, stretching to a golden sand dune. As time passed, suddenly a golden light pierced through the dark clouds, and instantly thousands of rays of light sprinkled on the earth. In the endless desert, the loneliness of the early morning, the glare of the sun, and the green grassland, intersected together. Everything was so beautiful. Xiao Chen, it's time to get up and eat. An old farmer called out from afar. An old man led an old ox past the end of the road. The old ox had a copper bell hanging around its neck and 2 baskets of red tomatoes on its back. The bell rang as the ox moved. There was also that foot of the mountain in the distance. A low rice stone wall tile house was emitting curls of smoke. Here we come. Jiang Chen shouted, climbing out of bed. He wanted to get his phone, which was still on the live broadcast stand, still charging. Chapter 29. He also moved the world. When Jiang Chen was about to take his phone down, his live broadcast room was already filled with dense comments. Xiao Chong. Wow, it's so beautiful. Every frame is like a screensaver. Kodaya. When I saw the golden sunlight piercing through the dark clouds, my heart melted. Duan Ren. The yellow cattle and the smoke from the cooking reminded me of my hometown village. I have been wandering in Shenzhen for 2 years, and I burst into tears when I thought of my parents in the village. Kington. The grassland is really nice, so green and tender, so green and pleasing to the eyes. Ping Chuan Ren. Broadcaster, I feel like you are going to be famous. Such a beautiful desert, I give you a thumbs up. Jiang Chen looked at the live broadcast room. Originally, there were only a few people in the live broadcast room, but now there were more than 3,000 people pouring in. This is something they never dared to think of. Thank you all for the gifts. I am Jiang Chen, the broadcaster of Delane Village. Thank you everyone. Jiang Chen hurried over and bowed to the camera. Seeing the broadcaster come in, the screen style soon changed again. Little Dragon Man. Haha, the anchor is alive. Sky and the grid. Anchor, you are really booze-alike. I thought this was an unmanned outdoor live broadcast. Bandang. The anchor's live broadcast style is good. In the future, please broadcast more of the scenery of the village to everyone. I will pay attention to you. And after a group of old friends finished talking, Jiang Chen didn't have the time to broadcast the scenery of the village to everyone. Selling tomatoes is the top priority. Dear family members, brothers, I am not broadcasting the outdoor scenery live. I am bringing goods. I sell tomatoes. Let me show you my tomatoes. Jiang Chen said, holding up that camera in his hand and pointing it at a tomato field in the desert. At this moment, a piece of red dotted the green in the endless grid field. Look, this is our Delane Village desert tomato field, it tastes very good. Jiang Chen said, stuck the live broadcast pole into the ground, walked into the field and picked a tomato. He hasn't started eating yet, and the live broadcast room is flooded with messages again. Long Dong Kiong. Wait, Delane Village tomatoes, is it the tomato that is on the hot search? Expert. It's him. I saw him when Tang Yanqi was live yesterday. His arm was broken in the cast. Big Fish and Begonia. Yes, that's them. This desert tomato field was live streamed yesterday. After a group of fans finished talking, Jiang Chen looked at the comments and was confused for a moment. What's the hot search? Jiang Chen asked curiously, and he clicked on the headlines. In just a moment, his head was big. Famous outdoor anchor Tang Yanqi sold 70 tons of tomatoes, but regretted and removed all of them from the shelves. Anchor Tang Yanqi was pushed to the forefront, and everyone called for a boycott of the dishonest anchor. Tang Yanqi suffered from online violence and was forced to apologize. Seeing this, Jiang Chen suddenly thought of the little girl with innocence in her eyes. Everyone wait, I'll make a call. Jiang Chen finished speaking and directly dialed Tang Yanqi's number. After the call was connected, Tang Yanqi quickly answered the phone. Brother Jiang, what's the matter? Tang Yanqi's voice was a little hoarse, and it was obvious that it was the trace of crying. Zhao the 11th, did they bully you? We can just stop doing it. Tell your boss to wait for me. I can't sell my tomatoes now, but as long as I persist, I will find a way to sell them. When I make money in the future, you will stay in the village and never go anywhere. I will support you. Jiang Chen's words "I will support you" instantly made Tang Yanqi collapse and burst into tears. Brother Jiang, I'm sorry, I can obviously help you. But the boss took the shares of the gold mine, and I can't. Don't cry, take care of yourself, and leave the affairs of Delane village to me. All difficulties are temporary. Sooner or later, I want this desert to become grassland and forest. I want this place to be full of vitality, with fruits and vegetables all over the mountains, and herds of cattle and sheep. In the future, when children play in the mountains, the people will no longer have to worry about sandstorms, and all the people in our Delane village will not have to go out to work. We can live a happy life on the land of our ancestors and never have to look at anyone's face again. After Jiang Chen roared, his eyes had never been so determined as they were in front of him. Since you have chosen, you must go on. Jiang, don't be afraid, we are behind you. Ishwinu came to the tomato field at some point. More than 100 people stood behind him. Yes, we are behind you. That damn Zhao Yuanyu doesn't allow farmers markets to buy our tomatoes, and he doesn't allow live broadcast companies to sell our tomatoes. But can he stop thousands of ordinary people from buying our tomatoes? Jiang, there are no cowards in Delane village. We are now carrying them to sell in the town, in the village, and in the city. That's right, can the damn rich people break our legs? If they can't break our legs, we will walk out of Delane village and sell the tomatoes. After saying this, Uncle Yu walked to the ridge of the field, picked up a basket of tomatoes, and stood up tremblingly. Brothers from Delane village, each of you has a basket. The old ones go to the neighboring villages to sell, and the young ones carry them to the county and the city. Jiang Chen is a person from another village, but he is willing to fight the desert with his life. Are all the people in Delane village dead? After Uncle Yu shouted, the villagers went up one by one to carry tomatoes. Go Zhao Yuanyu, whoever opens a mine in Delane village, I will be the first to kill him. Let's go and sell tomatoes. Who has Delane village ever been defeated by? The tomatoes on the ground were carried away one by one, and Jiang Chen couldn't help crying. He just lowered his head and 2 lines of tears fell into the scorching desert. At this moment, the fans watching the live broadcast room and Jiang Chen's live broadcast room were all moved. Panda. This group of people is really touching. Who was the Zhao Yuanyu? Storm. Let me popularize it for everyone. I am from Liyue town. Zhao Yuanyu is the owner of the gold mine discovered in Delane village. If he wants to open a mine, he has to occupy the desert of Delane village. The anchor used the desert to farm here, so Boss Zhao kept stopping him from farming. Along. So that's it. Mining makes money, but this is on the edge of the desert, and the ecology is very fragile. Earn now. Don't mine in the desert. Since things can grow here, why not farm to protect the desert? A Wang. So he's still our hero. Brothers, if anyone is short of tomatoes, buy some to support him. Da Zhang Zixing. I'll take the lead. I'll buy 20 kilograms. Shaosong Restaurant. I'll buy 100 kilograms. Soon, people in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room lent a hand. At this moment, there was a ding-dong sound, and a private message came to Jiang Chen's backstage. Clicking on the private message, it was sent by a certified customer. I am the person in charge of Mijia Hotel de Chang. I am very moved by your story. I decided to buy more tomatoes. My phone number, let's call. After seeing the private message, Jiang Chen remembered the phone number. Uncle Yu, Uncle Alan, you don't have to sell them. A restaurant has bought them. Jiang Chen wiped the tears from his eyes and called Yu and others. Who will buy them? The kind people on the internet. That's great. As long as someone buys tomatoes, we can keep planting them. One day, we will be able to plant tomatoes all over the desert. By then, no one in Delane village will be afraid of us. After Uncle Yu said this, Jiang Chen became more determined to march into the desert. Chapter 30. The tomato goes bad. At noon, Jiang Chen went online under Tang Yankee's guidance. In half an hour, he sold 17 tons of tomatoes. After selling all the tomatoes here, Jiang Chen hurriedly called the county's express company. After the call was connected, Jiang Chen contacted a courier store called Dashan Express, and they quoted a low price. In the evening, the truck of Dashan Express arrived at the fields. In Delane village, on the edge of the desert, Jiang Chen lifted baskets of tomatoes onto the truck. While loading the truck, he did not forget to live broadcast. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for buying my tomatoes. With your support, I will definitely block the desert at the edge of the desert and prevent them from moving forward to your homeland. At this moment, after a day of live broadcast, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room has accumulated 7,000 fans. Most of these people are local, and some are from the provincial capital of Dichang. As night fell, the desert people hit a rare good sleep. Jiang Chen stood under the starry sky and looked up at the desert. Although the fans helped him, he had too many tomatoes. It's time to call that person, Jiang Chen said, and dialed the number. Jiang Chen was originally unwilling to do this business. He sold directly to fans online, and could sell for 3.8 yuan per pound. The supermarket price was 4.2 yuan. But this restaurant only gave him 2.5 yuan at most, which was too low. However, it can purchase in large quantities. Now tomatoes are ripening quickly. If he can't sell them and they rot in the field, he won't make a penny. Besides, if he doesn't sell them quickly, when the tomatoes of ordinary people are ripe, he will have to sell them at 50 cents per pound with tires. Hello, is this Mijie Hotel? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a very sexy voice came from the other side. It's Mijie Hotel, who are you? I'm selling tomatoes, live in Delane village. I saw the private message you sent me. Can we talk? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the woman on the other side said a few words to the person next to her, and then picked up the phone. Okay, I only have 5 minutes, let's get straight to the point. Our meat group is in the hotel business, and we have 6 5-star hotels across the country. If you cooperate with us, I can purchase a large number of your tomatoes. In the city, next to a star-rated hotel, a royal sister wearing a miniskirt and a professional suit with delicate makeup on her face was talking on the phone while signing a bill. What's your name? Michelle, I'm the hotel's purchaser, and also that person in charge of the Dicheng Mijie Hotel. Think about it, the price I offer is already very high. It's not like I just happened to see your live broadcast and saw you working hard to grow tomatoes in the desert, so I wouldn't pay such a high price to purchase. Michelle negotiated the price skillfully, and Jiang Chen also replied, 2.5 yuan is 2.5 yuan. But I don't need anyone to pity me. This time my sales channel didn't open up, and when it opens up next time and it's lower than 3.8 yuan, I won't give you a penny. Jiang Chen is confident, just like Michelle. Michelle investigated the price of tomatoes in the Longchen County area, and she only gave 2.2 yuan at most from the second-hand dealers. If she hadn't been idle and had seen Jiang Chen's live broadcast, she wouldn't have given Jiang Chen this price. I hope so, I'll send someone to pick it up. I only want the best quality, I don't want any that are a little bit damaged or not good in quality. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. None of his desert tomatoes look ugly. After the deal was settled, the night became darker and darker. A cold wind blew in the desert, and Jiang Chen, who saw hope, felt extremely warm. The next day, just after dawn, a large truck came to Delane village. He was followed by an off-road vehicle. After the off-road vehicle opened the door, a capable woman wearing black stockings and sunglasses got out of the car. It's not accurate to say that she is a woman, because she exudes a youthful vitality. From her fair skin and full of black hair, it can be seen that she is not old. Are you Boss Jiang? After the woman finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. She has a strong aura and is a complete queen. From the designer clothes and perfume on her body, it can be seen that she must be from a wealthy family. The temperament of a wealthy family is really not something that can be faked. I am Michelle, I want to see the tomatoes. Michelle said. Jiang Chen had people pick more than 10 acres of tomatoes overnight at the entrance of the village. The tomatoes were neatly placed in cartons. Jiang Chen took a knife to open a carton, and Michelle looked at it in her high heels and nodded. The tomatoes are not bad, and the size is quite uniform. Michelle said, and a gust of wind blew in the desert, and her custom-made black work clothes were covered with yellow sand. Why don't you try one? This is not your money. Jiang Chen said, and handed a tomato to Michelle, who shook her head. I don't eat this. Michelle said. Jiang Chen pointed to the pile of tomatoes behind him and said, I weighed them yesterday, and each box is 30 kilograms. Now you can load them. Load them, I will let the company transfer the money to you. Michelle said, opened the car door and returned to the SUV. Who was this? She's pretty, why is she so cold? After Michelle returned to the SUV, Li Jiang couldn't help asking. Don't worry about it. She buys tomatoes and we sell them. Just pay her. Jiang Chen said and joined the team loading tomatoes. Hey, you're the boss, right? Report to your leader and ask them to build a road. Look at you, a big business owner, but your county doesn't even have a decent road. The truck driver complained while drinking tea. There is a narrow road from Longchen County to Dahlia Town, and there's only a bumpy dirt road from Dahlia Town to Delane Village. Report it to the higher-ups next time. Jiang Chen smiled and handed over a pack of cigarettes. Road construction is indeed a big problem. Especially the road to Delane Village cannot accommodate large trucks, which will definitely affect the tomato sales in Delane Village. Time passed little by little, and when the truck was finished loading, Michelle asked the finance department to transfer the money directly to Jiang Chen's card. I'll send another car tomorrow, and the price will remain the same. After loading the car, Michelle rolled down the window, and her sunglasses made it impossible to see her eyes. Okay. The car slowly drove out of Delane Village, and Tang Yongjun and others ran to pick tomatoes again. Jiang Chen started his live broadcast again. Yesterday, he talked a lot about live broadcasting with Tang Yanqi, and Tang Yanqi gave him a lot of advice. Now live broadcasting is at the forefront, so if modern agriculture wants to develop steadily and well, it must rely on the momentum of live broadcasting. Tang Yanqi couldn't help Jiang Chen, so Jiang Chen had to do it himself. There was a lack of traffic when he had his own live broadcast account. So Tang Yanqi suggested that Jiang Chen first become a desert outdoor anchor. When his number of fans increased, he could start live broadcasting to sell goods. So, before noon, Jiang Chen started his live broadcast. Good afternoon, my friends. Today I received a big order. A 5-star hotel purchased a truckload of tomatoes. And friends who placed orders today, your tomatoes are on the way to be picked. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many people soon flocked to his live broadcast room. In less than a few minutes, the number of people online in the live broadcast room exceeded 1,000. This is a very good result for a new anchor. Little Dragon Man. Anchor, I received your tomatoes, they are really delicious. Sky Star. Indeed, you can eat them as fruits. Use them to fry eggs, wow, my neighbors next door came to ask for them. Kung Fu Bear. They are delicious, but only 5 tomatoes in a box are good, and the others are all broken. Big Hair. I agree, they are good tomatoes, but 1/3 are broken. Eagle Catches Chicken. I am far away, 2/3 are broken, but the taste of tomatoes is rated 5 stars. A group of people launched a barrage, and Jiang Chen frowned. So many bad tomatoes, this is not okay. Sorry, if the tomatoes are broken later, please contact me in the background and I will resend them to everyone. After Jiang Chen finished speaking to the screen, many people launched a barrage again. Little Dragon Man. Forget about resending them, you will also break them if you resend them. Shu Yanhua. I agree. I asked the courier and he said that the road in Longchen County was too bad. Chapter 31 Fruit plates are selling like crazy. The fans in the live broadcast room said that they didn't need to pay for it. Jiang Chen frowned. This was not acceptable. Selling things online requires integrity. 2/3 of a box of tomatoes were rotten, and his tomatoes were so expensive. Who would buy them in the future if they were doing business like this? Wait a minute, I'll call the courier company. Jiang Chen finished speaking and called Ashan Express. Hello, I'm Jiang Chen from Delane Village. My fans here have reported that too many tomatoes are rotten. What's going on? Jiang Chen finished speaking and mentioned Delane Village. The boss of Dashan Express was scratching his head in worry. Alas, I'm dealing with it here. Many people want to return the goods. I just reported it to the head office. The head office said that the tomatoes were a problem during our transportation, so it will compensate. However, we really don't dare to accept your tomatoes. Your tomatoes are too soft. You know the roads in Longchen County. They are all muddy roads. Trucks run on them, and the tomatoes will go bad when they are bumped. We can't do this business anymore. After the courier store owner finished speaking, Jiang Chen, sure enough, it's really hard to succeed in something. Forget it, you can't pay for this. I'll send them some more tomatoes later, but you'll have to pay for the courier fee. Jiang Chen said, and the two sides negotiated and hung up the phone. It seems that selling tomatoes online is not an option. No, I'm planning to expand the area of tomato cultivation, and I can't do that without a good road. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen called County Magistrate Li. Hello, County Magistrate Li. I have a request. After the call was connected, Li Bolian was in a meeting. Wait a minute, Li Boliang said, and walked out of the meeting room. What's the matter? My tomatoes are ripe, and I just sold more than 10 tons online in the past 2 days. But now I've encountered a problem. Because there's no cement road in our area, large trucks are shaking on the dirt road, and the tomatoes are all damaged. Many fans have asked for a refund. Do you think our county can build a road? If not, you can just use some sand to repair the potholes on the road. If it was just the road from Delane Village to Dilue Town, Jiang Chen would not have asked the county. However, from Dilue Town to Longchen County, and then from Longchen County to the city, it is almost all dirt roads. Jiang Chen does not have so much money to pave the road. Speaking of spending money to build roads, Li Boliang sighed. This problem is not easy to solve. The county's finances are tight now, and everyone's salary can hardly be paid, and it is even more difficult to build roads. Li Boliang also knows that if you want to get rich, you must first build roads, but how can you do it without money? Then can you talk to the county? If it doesn't work, you can just pull some soil to pad it. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Li Boliang shook his head. To be honest, I am not holding a discussion meeting to get money. If I ask everyone to use money to build roads now, they will immediately ask to open a mine to make money. Li Boliang said helplessly, and Jiang Chen knew that it was impossible to build roads. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen was very helpless. Jiang, I have a way. Otherwise, we can pick the green tomatoes, which are hard and not easy to spoil. After Tang Yongjun finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. No, 2 green tomatoes are not fully ripe yet, and the taste is not good. This is destroying your reputation. Jiang Chen spoke, and the screen was filled with praises in the live broadcast room. Dashan, I appreciate the anchor's business attitude. Those who are untrustworthy are at a disadvantage. Just based on your integrity, I will buy another 20 kilograms. Brother Fang. Anchor, I have a way. You can customize some partition boards and put tomatoes like eggs, which can reduce the damage rate. Big Tiger. Indeed, this is a good idea. But the cost must be much higher. The fans came up with ideas, and Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. Indeed, if you put a layer of bowl-like partitions in the tomato box, put some soft foam in the partitions, the tomatoes can be kept safe. Although the cost of doing this is much higher, it is better than watching so many tomatoes ruined in the field. Thank you for your reminder, I will go to the county to order partitions now. Jiang Chen said and rode his motorcycle to the county packaging factory again. Time passed by little. At this moment, in a newly opened hotel in the provincial capital, a royal sister wearing stockings was sitting in the office and worrying. The hotel has been open for a few months. The hotel, which has invested 600 million yuan, has been operating for a few months with terrible performance. If it continues like this, the hotel will have to close down. And as someone who wasted 600 million yuan of the family, she will be kicked out by the Mi family. Alas, the cuisine of Shanjiang, people here are not used to it. This time, we purchased so many local foods, I don't know if it can. Before the royal sister Mizu finished speaking, the door of the office suddenly banged. Miss Mi, something happened. After the secretary shouted, Mizu's heart tightened when she heard that something happened. Pushing open the door, the secretary was sweating anxiously. What's going on? 2 tables of guests started fighting. After the secretary said anxiously, Mizu hurried downstairs. At this moment, the originally deserted hotel lobby was suddenly crowded with people. At the cashier counter, the 2 families were tearing each other's clothes and fighting. What's going on? Michelle stepped in front of the crowd with her high heels. The lobby manager was holding a quarrel with a helpless look on his face. Bosses, stop for a minute. Our chairman is here. The lobby manager said, and the 2 men did not forget to tear each other's expensive suits. This group of rich people made such a fool of themselves. This was the first time Michelle saw you. This fruit plate must be given to me. I shouted first. You shouted first. Do you know how to queue? I was in the front. Stop talking nonsense. Do you know what kind of guests I invited? If my customers are unhappy today, I will directly lose tens of millions of contracts. Can you take responsibility? After a boss with a slicked-back hair said this, the other man was not to be outdone. Your customers are customers, but my customers are not customers. After the 2 people quarreled, Michelle didn't know what happened. What's wrong? Michelle looked at the lobby manager, who looked helpless. They are fighting over the fruit plates. I don't know why our fruit plates were sold out in no time. Besides, there are too many guests today. Everyone ordered 7 or 8 fruit plates per table. The lobby manager said helplessly, and several cars stopped at the door. Book a private room for us and service 2 fruit plates first. I'm from the municipal government. Prepare a private room for me right away. We'll transfer from Wizard Hotel right away. After a government official in a suit and tie said this, Michelle was dumbfounded. What's going on? Did you add anything new to the fruit plate today? So many people specifically asked for the fruit plate, and as far as Michelle knew, the fruit plate in their hotel was indeed average. Their signature dish was a few dishes from Beijing. Nothing was added, just the same fruits. Oh, by the way, the kitchen saw you bought so many tomatoes, so they cut some more and put them in. The receptionist said, and as soon as the tomatoes were mentioned, a group of guests shouted, "Yes, we want tomatoes. If there's no fruit plate, just give us a plate of tomatoes." The two people who were arguing finished talking, and at this moment, a few more waiters came down from upstairs. "Manager, 3 more private rooms have ordered fruit plates, what should we do now?" Chapter 32. The restaurant is rushing to buy tomatoes. After several waiters finished talking, Michelle had never seen anyone so crazy for a plate of tomatoes. "Wait, this plate of fruit is not for sale," Michelle said and walked towards the last plate of fruit. Going to the second floor, in an empty private room, Michelle picked up a piece of tomato sprinkled with sugar with chopsticks. This was the first time she had seen a tomato cut open. The lotus-like tomato seemed to be a piece of crystal jade inside. Its color was so good that it surpassed the precious fruits next to it. Michelle picked up a piece and gently put it in her mouth, but her face was shocked in an instant. At this moment, the tender tomato seemed to melt in her mouth. It was the taste of sunshine. As a person who was born with a certain appreciation of food, in this tomato, she actually tasted the feeling of the cold night and the sunshine springing. Wow, how can this be called a tomato? Michelle wiped her mouth with a look of disbelief. She remembered what Jiang Chen said on the phone, "If it weren't for the low sales this year, I wouldn't sell it to you for a penny less." Sure enough, having this kind of tomato is really cool. "Shall you make more fruit plates, our restaurant will have a chance to turn around," Mizu said excitedly. She knew that if she had such tomatoes, she would definitely occupy the stomachs of the rich. Speaking of making more fruit plates, the manager frowned. "Boss, we are out of tomatoes," the manager said on the intercom, and Mizu questioned, "Didn't you buy a truckload of tomatoes?" "Yes, you bought a truckload of tomatoes. But we can't sell fruit plates here, so the tomatoes have been sent to other restaurants," the lobby manager said helplessly, and at this moment Mizu's phone rang again. "Zhaozu, where did you buy your tomatoes? Send me 2 more truckloads. This is the branch of Mi's hotel in the next province." After hanging up the phone, Mizu finally realized the importance of Jiang Chen's desert tomatoes. A tomato like this is only 2.5 yuan per piece, and if you add some other fruits together, the cost is only 20 yuan. But if you put it on the table, it will cost at least 70 yuan for 2 days. If you make it into a salad, it will start at least 120 yuan. This is a highly profitable industry. We must call him and not let him sell the tomatoes to others. Thinking of this, Michelle quickly called Jiang Chen. In the night, Jiang Chen had just returned to Delane village. At this moment, the first batch of partition boxes customized from the county town had been delivered to the village. "Hey, boss me, what happened to the tomatoes?" After receiving Michelle's call, Jiang Chen felt a little worried. "Don't let the tomatoes go bad because of the bumpy road again, and you will be asked to pay for it. The tomatoes are fine. I just left the house. I will drive to your place. Let's discuss a cooperation. From now on, you don't have to sell your tomatoes. We want them all." After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen was delighted. If someone bought all his tomatoes, he wouldn't have to worry about sales. And he couldn't make much money from selling tomatoes online. On the surface, the price was indeed higher than that offered by the restaurant. But excluding the compensation for the partitions and damages plus the free shipping, the tomatoes didn't make more than 2.5 yuan. "Sure. I'll wait for you at the entrance of the village." After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen hurriedly called Tang Yongjun and others. "Uncle Tang, tell everyone to get up and pick tomatoes." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, seeing that the tomatoes were sold, Tang Yongjun quickly called the workers. The night enveloped the desert, and cartons were transported to the tomato garden. Farmers wearing thick clothes picked the red tomatoes. Everyone talked and laughed in the moonlight, the stars were sparse, and the moon was gradually getting full. Jiang Chen stood on the sand dune and started live streaming again. He no longer had to join the frontline workers. In Tang Yanqi's words, the first thing Jiang Chen had to do now was to increase his live streaming traffic. No matter how Jiang Chen's agriculture developed in the future, he needed a super account to keep up with the internet era. "Hello, my friends. The tomatoes are on the way. I want to thank you for your support during today's live broadcast. From now on, tomatoes will not be sold online. We have a special hotel to purchase them all. Today, I will show you the night view of our desert. Jiang Chen said, and pointed the camera at the sand dunes under the moonlight. The night is so beautiful, quiet and peaceful. Especially the soft and undulating sand dunes. Under the silver moonlight, the wind blows gently, and the desert spreads faintly to the horizon. Little caterpillar. Wow, it's the first time I see the beautiful night view of the desert. Green box. Anger, the scenery of Delane village is really beautiful. Please broadcast more to us in the future. From dawn to dawn, after everyone watched the sunrise in the desert, there were more than 7,000 people in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. At this moment, the number of fans following him has reached 20,000. After dawn, an off-road vehicle stopped at the edge of the desert. Two large trucks drove behind the off-road vehicle. After the car door opened, Michelle, who had been traveling all night, looked tired, but still excited. Hello, have you been waiting all night? Sorry, Jiang is too far from here. Michelle took off her sunglasses for the first time. Her face was so beautiful. Her skin was fair, and her eyes were big and bright. With her transcendent temperament, it was not an exaggeration to say that she was a star. Hello, I didn't wait long. Jiang Chen said and invited Michelle to go to the orchard together. Jiang Chen built a small house next to the orchard. There were 2 rooms, one for living and one for office. The house is simple, please forgive me. Jiang Chen said, and Michelle did not dislike it. She saw the same stubbornness in the eyes of the young man in front of her. Let's discuss it. Your tomatoes are very good. We are very satisfied. Michelle had just finished speaking when Li Jiang suddenly rushed in from outside the door. Jiang Chen, good news, great news. There's someone at the door who says he's the purchasing manager of the Huaikwang International Hotel. He wants to buy our tomatoes, 4 yuan a pound. Li Jiang ran into the room breathlessly, and Mizu was stunned. Could it be that the matter has been leaked? Sure enough, just as Li Jiang finished speaking, a middle-aged man with a head full of dust walked into the office. You must be Boss Zhang. I'm the purchasing manager of Huaikwang International Hotel. I want your tomatoes. The middle-aged man patted the dust on his head after speaking. He had just come out of Jiang Chen's tomato field, and after tasting Jiang Chen's tomatoes in person, he finally believed the words of Luo Xiaomi, the god of exploring stores in the provincial capital. So the Huaikwang purchasing manager immediately spent money to bribe the lobby manager of Mijie Hotel, and then got Jiang Chen's address. It's you. How do you know this place? Looking at the purchasing manager covered in dust, Mizu couldn't help asking. They are colleagues and enemies, so they are very familiar with each other. Don't ask me how I know this, I have my own connections. Boss Zhang, I've seen your tomato price. I'll give you 4 yuan per pound, I want all of it, let's sign the contract. Lian Jianwei, the purchasing manager of Huaikwang International, said this, and Tang Jianzhen and others at the door were very excited. Great, 4 yuan per pound, that's the supermarket price. That's right. The supermarket sells it for 4.3 yuan, and they just give me 4 yuan, this price is really great. Chapter 33. Delane Village Agricultural Companies in the city. Fellow villagers, someone is buying tomatoes for 4 yuan per pound. At the door of Jiang Chen's office, Ishwini said, and the workers who were helping to pack boxes at the door also became excited. Great. The tomatoes can be sold, and we can get our wages. Isn't it? In the future, tomatoes can be sold every day, and we can work every day. Next time I recruit people, I will bring my wife with me. Here, we provide food, accommodation, and water, and we get 3,000 yuan a season, which is better than growing crops ourselves. Inside the house, Lian Jianwei handed Jiang Chen a pen. It must be said that Jiang Chen is too short of money. Paying wages for food, expanding the area of tomato planting, and building a larger grassland. None of these require money. Manager Liang, this is not authentic. We should also pay attention to first come first served. Michelle also took out a contract from her bag after she finished speaking. We will give you 4.5 yuan, and we will buy as many tomatoes as you have in the future. Michelle finished speaking and handed the contract to Jiang Chen. Now Mijie Hotel is determined to get Jiang Chen's desert tomatoes. Because Mijie Hotel has just entered Cixi province, they have been losing money for 3 consecutive months. Now they finally have a chance to make a living with tomatoes, and they will never give up this opportunity. Seeing that Michelle gave 4.5 yuan, Lian Jianwei thought about it and said to Michelle, let's discuss it at the door. After arriving at the door, Lian Jianwei pointed to the desert in the distance and said, don't drive up the price. You can't take up this big market alone. They are planting 100 acres of land now. Can you guarantee that they won't plant 1,000 acres of land next year? Don't compete viciously. Let's set the price at 4.5 yuan. How about we share this market? After Liang Jianwei finished speaking, Michelle thought quickly. Liang Jianwei was right. Once the desert tomatoes made money, Jiang Chen would definitely expand production. Once Jiang Chen planted 1,000 acres or 10,000 acres, it would not be affordable for his hotel alone. Moreover, Huiyang International Hotel and Asia International Hotel are not in the same district. In essence, they are unlikely to compete. So in order to squeeze out other hotels, the cooperation between the two companies is beneficial and has no harm. I'll think about it again. And think about it, my hotel can do without this kind of tomatoes. Because my hotel in our area is not short of rich people. But you are different. If I tell others about the tomatoes in Dilane village, then all the hotels in Dichen will come. Do you think they will pay 50 yuan per caddy? 100 yuan per caddy in order to grab the market? Anyway, they don't expect to make money from this. They just need this to keep their customers, that's enough. After Liang Jianwei finished speaking, Mizu knew that she couldn't beat this old fox. And what he said made sense. Then let's sign a confidentiality agreement first. Okay. After Liang Jianwei finished speaking, he signed an agreement with Mizu, and the two came to Jiang Chen's office again. Boss Jiang, I won't make it difficult for you. You have so many tomatoes, he can't eat them all by himself. I know you will definitely expand the planting in the future, so let's cooperate with the three of us. After Liang Jianwei finished speaking, Jiang Chen was naturally willing. He didn't want to offend Mizu. At least she helped him when he was in the most difficult time. But he wanted to sell at a good price, and expanding production was also something he was determined to achieve. Okay, I can sign a contract for you. Jiang Chen said, and Mizu had no other opinions. So the three of them drafted a tomato supply contract in the office. The contract stipulates that within 2 years, Jiang Chen's Dilane brand tomatoes will be exclusively supplied to Asia International Hotel and Huiyang International Hotel. As the exclusive supply right, they agreed that the price would be calculated at 4.5 yuan per caddy regardless of the off-season or peak season. After signing the contract here, Jiang Chen was a little excited. Load the truck from Asia first. Jiang Chen shouted at the door, and soon, Tang Yongjun led the villagers to load the truck. At noon, Mizu returned to Dichen with 2 trucks. Liang Jianwei also hired a truck for Jiang Chen to continue picking tomatoes. When picking tomatoes in full swing, Jiang Chen started a new round of planning in the office. He knew that it was the eyes of Dilane village. How far Dilane village can go depends on how far his vision is. First, sell more than 100 mu of tomatoes, and keep the rest for breeding. Oh, we must expand the planting area. Jiang Chen is now in a critical period of accumulating original capital, and the most profitable thing at the moment is tomatoes. Tomatoes must be continued, and another tomato field must be built. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen took out the map of Dilane village. After observing for a while, Jiang Chen decided to open up a 1,000 mu tomato garden in the desert south of Dilane village. This tomato field is still in the desert, but compared to the orchard, this desert is closer to the Dilane village road. After determining the location, Jiang Chen called Tang Yongjun. Now that the land has been determined, it is time to discuss the specific division of labor. After the call was connected, Tang Yongjun soon came to Jiang Chen's office with Xuaniu, Li Xiaogang and others. When Jiang Chen came to the office and told them his decision, several people were both happy and worried. Xiao Chen, 1,000 acres of tomatoes requires a huge investment. If the 2 hotels don't accept them, we will lose a lot. Tang Yongjun finished his worried words, and Jiang Chen comforted him. Uncle, don't worry. The contract has been signed, and the penalty for breach of contract alone is 5 million. Even if they are graded, we are not afraid of the 10 million penalty. Now I want to discuss with you about our company establishment. Jiang Chen wants to do something now. He wants to create a new era of desert agriculture. It won't work without rules and regulations. Speaking of setting up a company, Xuaniu asked. Do we, a farmer, need to set up a company? Farmers also need to set up a company, otherwise we are not formal. Okay, you don't understand the company, so I will tell you about it first. I am going to register Dilane Village Agricultural Company, and we will first promote the agricultural brand of Dilane Village. At present, the main task of our agricultural company is to grow tomatoes. Moreover, we can grow tomatoes all year round in the desert. We grow tomatoes and we need to achieve formalization. You veterans will be full-time employees of the company in the future. Uncle Tang, from today on, don't plant those fields at home. I will set up a tomato planting department, and you will be the department manager. From now on, you will be responsible for selecting places for seedling cultivation, management, and picking. Can you do this? Our manager will get a monthly salary, and you don't have to work in person. I will give you 3,000 yuan a month. 3,000 yuan a month, which may not even recruit an ordinary worker in coastal areas. But this is Delane Village, a poor village under a national-level poor county. Ordinary people here don't even have jobs, and the average annual income is around 7,000 to 8,000 yuan. 3,000 yuan a month is undoubtedly a high salary. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Tang Yongjun lit a cigarette. Why are you still talking to me about money? I work for you when I want money. What will the villagers say about me in the future? After Tang Yongjun finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. We must be formal. We are now running a business, and a business cannot involve personal relationships. Chapter 34. Tricking a few college students into coming to work in the office, Jiang Chen took a pen and wrote Tang Yongjun's name behind the manager of the planting department. He was worried about other people planting tomatoes. Many people in the village are easily jealous, and they are easily psychologically unbalanced when they see you making money. But Tang Yongjun himself is the future father-in-law, and he can definitely trust his own people. Uncle Schwineu, you have been following me and helping me all the time. We can't let you work for nothing. I need someone to manage my grassland, so why don't you come? Planting tomatoes can make Delane Village rich now, but if he wants Delane Village to be rich all over the country and the world, he will have to rely on his desert grassland management company in the end. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Schwineu agreed. Okay, then I will help you plant grassland. Schwineu said happily, and Jiang Chen wrote Schwineu behind the manager of the grassland management department. Uncle Schwineu, we have to make it clear in advance. If you can work with me, your job of selling water will have to be handed over to your wife. Also, during the busy farming season, you must ensure that the task of planting grass is completed before you can go home to work on your wheat. Of course, I will not treat you unfairly. 3,000 yuan a month. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Schwineu had no objection. He sold water in the village, which was just a small matter. His few acres of land in the village could not earn 10,000 yuan a year, so how could it be more cost-effective to work for Jiang Chen? Both of them had jobs, and now only Li Xiangyan was left. Zhuochen, what should I do? Brothers Yangyan, you are young, smart, and strong. I am going to set up a sales department, and I will be the manager. You will be my deputy manager, and you will be in charge of the sales department when I am not around. You will also be responsible for leading the workers to load everyone's cars. When you are free, take people to help plant the grape field lawn. Your salary is also 3,000 yuan a month. Jiang Chen is the sales manager, and he does not have much time to focus on the sales department. He has to look at the overall situation. Okay, I'll do anything you ask me to do. Li Xiangyan is very loyal to the Jiang family because Grandpa Jiang Chen saved his life. After the three people finished their duties, Tang Yongjun said, Zhao Chen, our tomatoes are valuable now, and I'm afraid others will steal them. In the past, we sent workers to guard them in turns. You want to build a 1,000-acre tomato field, and it's so far away from our orchard. Not enough people can guard it. You have to think about this. Speaking of safety issues, Jiang Chen had already thought about it. His tomatoes and grasslands are all industry secrets. Before he applied for a patent, he would not allow anyone to come and study them secretly. I'll call Lily. 10 minutes later, Lily, who was 5 big and 3 strong and had a face full of flesh, came in with a straw hat. Brother Zhuochen, what do you want to talk to me about? Lily is now one of the few young people in the agricultural company. He is one of the hard workers responsible for moving boxes. I'm going to set up a company. I need a security manager. You can do it. Jiang Chen said. Hearing that he was going to be promoted, Lily was very excited. Okay. I'll do it. Lily is not short of strength or diligence. Just because he has been in prison, everyone looks down on him. Now what he lacks most is recognition from others. Recruit 5 people, each with a salary of 1,500 yuan. When loading the truck, the salary will be calculated separately. Jiang Chen said. Lily nodded in agreement. Okay, then is there a limit on the number of people you can recruit? I have several inmates who want to come here to load boxes every day. I guarantee that they have become new people. Now what these people lack is an opportunity. Okay, as long as they have strength, you can recruit them. Jiang Chen said. Schwineu asked from the side. Then how many people should we recruit? How to calculate the wages of workers? It must be said that planting grassland is a job that only requires investment and is difficult to get returns. So you can't recruit too many people, but if there are not enough people, Jiang Chen will not be able to build more grape fields. It's not tiring to plant grass, and there's no need to recruit young people. You can just recruit the idle grandpas and grandmas in our village to do it. Just say that they will provide 3 meals a day and a bucket of water for 1 day's work. By the way, each person will be paid 20 yuan a day. If you come to work, you will get paid, and if you don't come to work, you will get no money. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Xuanyu nodded. Planting grass does not really require young people, and this job is also easy. Jiang Chen, what about us? Tang Yongjun also looked at Jiang Chen after he finished speaking. Tomatoes are our main business. Whether it's picking tomatoes or transporting tomatoes, it takes strength. All those we recruited from Qianla village are assigned to the tomato base. They are paid by the day, and they work for 1 day, with food and accommodation, and they are paid 80 yuan. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Tang Yongjun agreed. 80 yuan is definitely not something that anyone would be willing to do in other places. After all, it is a hard job. But this is on the edge of the desert. Those who can't stay in the village are more or less because they have family matters and can't leave. So it's good to earn 80 yuan here with food and accommodation. By the way, tell my aunt later. She is in charge of the canteen. The canteen should recruit more old men and women from our village. The old men and women will be provided with food, accommodation and water, and they will be paid 30 yuan for 3 meals a day. Okay. Tang Yongjun and a few others said and left the office. The general tasks of the tomato farm have been assigned, but Jiang Chen is still not idle. He knows that he must recruit a few more financial officers. Now Delane village has so many people who need to be paid wages, and at the same time, they have to connect with 2 hotels for business and financial transactions. It is obvious that he can't do this alone. Speaking of recruiting people, Jiang Chen suddenly thought of Xuanyu's son Montang. If Jiang Chen guessed correctly, Montang should have already started his internship. Call Uncle Xuanyu. Don't worry about letting your own people do accounting. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he called Xuanyu. When he heard that Jiang Chen wanted his son to return to the village to be an accountant, Xuanyu disagreed on the spot. After training a college student with great difficulty, who would be willing to let him go back to the countryside? Uncle Xuanyu, talent should be allowed to come back to build their hometown. Jiang Chen persuaded Xuanyu on the phone, and Xuanyu looked unhappy. What's the point of building a hometown? Besides, Montang studied law, but he doesn't know how to do accounts. After Xuanyu finished speaking, Jiang Chen left. Which college student doesn't know how to do accounts now? Uncle Xuanyu, give me Montang's phone number, and I will talk to him. If he is willing to come, I will not treat him badly. If he is not willing to come, I will not say bad things about him. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Xuanyu was still a manager under Jiang Chen, so how could he say no? Okay, don't ask for the phone number, he just got home yesterday. I asked him to come to your office, but you absolutely can't make sense of this. Montang has a girlfriend in the city. He is deciding to go to the girl's hometown to develop. He quarreled with me all night yesterday, and I was just about to get him out. After Xuanyu finished speaking, Jiang Chen decided to go to Montang in person. In the southwest corner of the village, Jiang Chen knocked on the door of Xuanyu's house. Soon the door creaked open. There was no one else at Xuanyu's house. Xuanyu and his wife, one managed the grassland and the other worked in the canteen. Montang was the only one left at home. Brother Jiang, why are you here? Didn't my dad go to work? Jiang Chen saw Montang in the yard. At this moment, Montang was no longer the little kid he remembered. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelas. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Tomato Income 4 million. Ah, time flies, you've grown up so fast. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh as he looked at the 1.7-meter tall, energetic young man in front of him. He remembered the time when he and Montang played in the village when they were young. Brother Jiang, I'm only 1 year younger than you, okay? Brother Jiang, come sit inside, I have something to tell you. After Montang finished speaking, a girl came out of the room. The girl was about the same age as Montang, looked quiet and gentle, and wore glasses. He's called Brother Jiang. He graduated from Shangjing University, the most talented person in our village. He often took me out to play when I was a child. After Montang introduced her with some pride, the girl greeted Jiang Chen. Hello, Brother Jiang. Hello. Welcome to Delane village. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, several people entered the room. Brother Jiang, did my dad tell you about my situation? My dad wants me to stay in the city to work. You said, whether it is Chen County or Lincha City, the young people have run away now, and there are no enterprises. What can we do if we stay? So I want to go to the provincial capital with Zhou, where we can at least find a decent job. He Montang said with a grumble, and the girl next to him hurriedly explained. I'm not asking you to marry into our family. We just want to find a good job in the province. I understand, so this time I'm here to solve your problem. Montang, take your partner and walk with me in the desert. Jiang Chen finished speaking. Although Montang didn't know what to do in the desert, he had listened to Jiang Chen since he was a child. Okay, it just so happens that I also want to take Zhou to the desert. He Montang followed Jiang Chen to the desert after he finished speaking. Enter the orchard from the west of the village, then from the orchard to the grassland, and finally from the grass garden to the tomato garden. After strolling around, he Montang and Song Zhou could only describe their shock. Brother Zhou, you're amazing. You can grow grass in the desert. If you can continue to grow grass, you can become the richest man in the world just by selling this grass technology. He Montang said excitedly, and Jiang Chen knew the time had come. Yes, so I have an idea. You two don't have to go to the provincial capital, just follow me. I plan to grow another 1,000 acres of tomatoes. I have signed an agreement with the city's hotels for my tomatoes. 4.5 yuan per pound, they will take as much as I grow. This is a sure way to make money. Now I need 2 accountants to be responsible for salary and external accounts. I will pay 4,000 yuan a month, and if the business develops well in the future, the salary can be doubled at any time. You two should consider it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he Montang looked at Song Zhou. Although they both graduated from the first-class universities in the province, it is not easy to find a job in Shisai province on the edge of the desert. Even in the provincial capital, the salary is only about 4,000 to 5,000 yuan. Zhou, what do you think? Brother Jiang Chen graduated from Beijing University. He has been very smart since he was a child. I think there's a lot of potential. After he Montang finished speaking, Song Zhou looked at a piece of green grass in the desert. As a person born on the edge of the desert, she certainly knew that grass could be grown in the desert. What does this mean? I can do it. Then it's settled. You can do your internship here. After the internship, come to work here directly. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, both of them agreed. But Montang studied law, so Jiang Chen asked him to temporarily take over the position of legal advisor and cashier. Song Zhou studied accounting, so Jiang Chen asked him to be the manager of the financial department. After the company was officially established, Jiang Chen also started a large-scale planting plan. First, the desert south of the village. In order to save time and labor, Jiang Chen decided to build a road. The road starts from the nursery base, then passes through the orchard grassland tomato garden, and then goes south to the 1,000 acres of farmland west of the village. Jiang Chen calculated that there are a total of 17 miles of road, and it would cost several million to pave the cement road. Jiang Chen didn't have that much money, so he decided to buy some stones to pave a gravel road. He asked someone to calculate that this gravel road would cost about 900,000 yuan. Once the road is built, workers will no longer have to carry tomatoes back and forth. It used to take 3 days to pull tomatoes with an electric tricycle, but now it can be done in 1 day. Jiang Chen did it right away and called a construction team. After paying the deposit, the construction team started paving the road. After the paving started, Jiang Chen went to the county town to order 20 second-hand electric tricycles. Each one cost 1,500 yuan, and 20 cost 30,000 yuan. After ordering the electric tricycles, Jiang Chen ordered a batch of new sprinkler systems covering 1,000 acres of land in the county. When the workers came to install them, Jiang Chen's 100 acres of tomatoes were almost sold. There were still 25 acres of tomatoes left, and Jiang Chen asked the people to pick and dry the seeds. Time passed little by little, and a week later, Jiang Chen's office, Huiyang International and Mijia Hotel Finance called the last sum of funds. Song Zhou, He Montang and others started the final settlement. The small office was crowded with people. Jiang Chen, who didn't smoke, lit a cigarette. This was the settlement day, and it was also that day for salary payment. So Jiang Chen was very worried about how much money would be left. From morning to evening, Song Zhou and He Montang didn't even have time to eat lunch. They even invited 3 classmates to help, and finally the bill came out in the evening. Okay. Brother Zhou, we can check the accounts. He Montang stretched and drank up the coffee next to him. Thank you for your hard work. After you settle the accounts, you can take a week off and take Zhou out for a trip. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Song Zhou took out the final account book. This time we sold 117.3 mu of tomatoes in 3 batches, a total of 1.057 million katas, an average yield of 9,000 katas per mu. 40,000 katas were sold to fans, minus the 7,000 katas that were reissued, leaving 37,000 katas. The price sold to fans was 3.8 yuan per kati, a total of 140,600 yuan. In the early stage, 20,000 katas were sold at 2.5 yuan per kati, a total of 50,000 yuan. The rest were all sold at 4.5 yuan per kati, a total of 4.4775 million yuan. This adds up to 4.4681 million yuan. After Song Zhouqian finished speaking, everyone in the room became excited. Oh my god, more than 4 million yuan. Our Delane village has never seen so much money. That's right, this is just more than 100 mu of tomatoes. We are about to build a 1,000 mu tomato farm, which will make tens of millions. After Tang Yongjun, Li Xiaogan and others finished speaking excitedly, Song Zhouqian began to calculate the expenses again. Of course, the expenses are high. The total labor wages are 440,000. The packaging fee and express delivery fee are 660,000. In addition, the gravel road we just built cost 101 million. The irrigation system in the south of the village cost 190,000. Brother Jiang Chen said that the renovation of the canteen and the construction of the canteen building cost 112 million. This building has 3 floors. The first floor is the canteen, the second floor is the office. The third floor is the accommodation building, and the cost is relatively high. After Song Zhouqian finished speaking, everyone's eyes became more and more dim. If the money is calculated like this, there will be almost no money left. The total expenditure is 332 million, and there is currently 1.1484 million left. Song Zhouqian reported the final figure, and Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. At least the money owed to the village was left. Okay, then start paying wages. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people happily waited at the door of the office to receive their money. Chapter 36 Experts from Beijing arrive in the Delane Grassland office. Jiang Chen had just paid wages when Yuzi came with a group of people. Hey, Jiang Chen, you're getting rich. Yuzi couldn't help but mock the workers as they lined up to receive their money. Yuzi, your bastard is here. Tang Yongjun said in a bad mood, and Yuzi's face was uglier than a donkey. Uncle Tang, your son-in-law hasn't made much money yet, but you're already showing off. If your son-in-law really makes money, you'll be so proud. Yuzi said this and walked into Jiang Chen's office with Zhu Kai and others. In the office, Yuzi slammed a contract on the table as soon as he came in. He was arrogant because he came prepared. Zhao Chen, don't blame me for not giving you face, it's time to pay back the money. After Yuzi finished speaking, Zhu Kai took out a bank card and said, you can choose whether to pay in cash or to deposit it into the card. Anyway, you can't get away with this money today. After Zhu Kai finished speaking, Jiang Chen waved his hand and said, deposit it into the card. I can give you the contract fee, but I have the right to know how the money is spent. By the way, I will call County Magistrate Li right away. I want to use this money to widen the road from Delane village to the town. This is not too much, right? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Yuzi agreed. He didn't come here for these hundreds of thousands of yuan today. No problem, the money is taken from the people and used for the people. Tomorrow I will find an engineering team to repair the road. If this road is not repaired, mining cars can't get in, which will delay the mining, don't you think? Yuzi calculated how much money Jiang Chen could earn and how much money he had left. Open your mother's mind, don't you see that we are making money here? Himong Tang, who was paying wages, couldn't help but curse. He didn't give any face to this uncle from his family. What's the use of making money? How much can you make in a year? Do you know how much you can make in a year if you open a mine? Starting from 200 million. Don't talk nonsense, this is a new contract. Now you have the priority to contract, but starting today, the price is increased. 1.6 million, it's up to you to decide whether to include it or not. Yuzi threw a new contract in front of Jiang Chen. If it weren't for the requirement in the old contract that the growth rate must not exceed double, Yuzi would have wanted to increase the rent of the 10,000 acres of desert to 100 million. I'll include it. Who said I won't include it? Jiang Chen said and signed the contract with a pen. Read it carefully, this time is different from before. If you want to contract the desert, pay first and then contract it. After Yuzi finished speaking, Jiang Chen was stunned. If he had to pay first and then contract it, where would he get 1.6 million? Yuzi, aren't you deliberately making things difficult for others? Hemong Tang finished speaking, and Sukai sneered. What's wrong with making things difficult for him? We did it on purpose, what can you do to me? If you can't afford it, don't do it. Anyway, you are not the only one who wants to contract the desert. Jiang Chen only has the priority right to contract, and it seems that there's nothing wrong with paying first. Who said I won't contract? I'll pay you in a few months. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he usually smiled and shook his head. No, didn't you say you wanted to build a road to Liyue town? 800,000 is not enough. The village is in urgent need of money. It will take at most 1 month. I will come to get the money in a month. If you can't get 1.6 million, don't blame me for not giving you face. After he usually finished speaking, he snorted and left with a contract. As soon as he usually left, a group of people were dejected as if they had lost their souls. He is deliberately making things difficult for us. Where can we get 1.6 million a month? After Tang Yongjun finished speaking, Li Xiaogang also started to curse. He is a beast. It will take at least 2 months for our next wave of tomato harvest. We still owe the bank a loan of 300,000, and the bank will not lend us money. After Li Xiaogang finished speaking, Jiang Chen sat on the sofa and pondered. He knew it was a trap, but he had no way to refute it. I will find a way, everyone go out and get busy. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people went out after receiving their wages. When the evening came, Jiang Chen called Michelle. Hello, are you free? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle was in a meeting on the other end of the phone. Because of the desert tomatoes, several 5-star hotels under the Nijia group began to get busy. So, Michelle is very busy now. A little busy, the tomato payment has been settled this time, when will the tomatoes be ripe next time? After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen decided to get straight to the point. 2 months, I have a request, can you give me a deposit first? The desert I contracted is about to expire, and the rent is 1.6 million, which needs to be collected within a month. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle thought about it and decided that it was not impossible to give a deposit. But who doesn't need cash now? So she definitely couldn't give a high price. I'll give you 400,000, which is all I have. When the tomatoes are ripe, we won't default on the balance this time. This is all we can do. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen agreed. After hanging up the phone, he called Lian Jianwei again. Lian Jianwei was only willing to give a deposit of 200,000. Jiang Chen was very grateful that Lian Jianwei was willing to pay 200,000 in his advance in times of trouble. He took out a piece of paper and started to calculate. The deposit was 600,000 in his total, and the company now had 348,000 left. This money was enough to deduct the expenses of the cafeteria and add 148,000 for other expenses. So now he already had 800,000 in his cash, and he still needed 800,000. In the evening, Jiang Chen called Tang Yongjun. Uncle Tang, how many tomatoes are left in our seed field? Jiang Chen left about 25 mu of tomatoes unpicked. He decided not to keep so many seeds for now, and planned to wait for the next 1,000 mu of tomatoes. We have picked more than 12 mu and dried them all. Now there are at most 13 mu left. Notify the workers not to dry the seeds for the rest, pick them now and sell them. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Tang Yongjun led people to pick tomatoes and pack them. The tomatoes from 13 mu of land can be sold for about 585,000 yuan. After deducting the 35,000 yuan for the packaging cartons, Jiang Chen can still have 55. So next, he just needs to get another 300,000 yuan. Speaking of 300,000 yuan, Jiang Chen looked at the apricot orchard in that distance. The apricots are now ripe. The apricots from more than 100 mu of land can be picked before the end of the month. As long as these seeds are sold, the 300,000 yuan will be settled. It's settled. Let Uncle Wei Fan be in charge of the orchard and water it. Jiang Chen called Wei Fan after he finished speaking. He asked Wei Fan to manage the orchard, and gave him a salary of 3,000 yuan a month, and also let him be a manager. Time passed little by little. After Wei Fan came to take over the orchard, Jiang Chen put all his energy into expanding the grassland and building a 1,000-acre tomato base. At the beginning of the month, early in the morning, when Jiang Chen was helping to plant grass in the tomato field, Chu Shixin suddenly called. After the call, Jiang Chen thought that his old classmate came to collect debts. Hey, Daxiang, I have to give you your money next month. Speaking of money, Chu Shixin left. Who was here to collect debts from you? County magistrate Li just arranged a job. People from their research institute will come to Longchen County tonight. They will come to visit your grassland early tomorrow morning. Leaders come with sincerity, you should entertain them well. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Jiang Chen was a little surprised when he heard that the researcher from Beijing had arrived. What are they doing here? Chapter 37 Qian Duoduo does not believe in evil. Jiang Chen's grass planting technology is strictly speaking still in the experimental stage. Only after this cold winter, the grass can continue to survive next year, can it be proved that his experiment is successful. So at this time, there is not much meaning for those researchers to come. Don't worry about it, I'll tell you something. The research institute in Beijing is not short of money. You know, if you serve these people happily, you want some funds, isn't it a matter of minutes? Jiang Chen laughed twice after he finished speaking. Okay, old classmate, you are still the most righteous. I will take people to clean up now, and they will definitely be surprised tomorrow. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen personally led people to start cleaning. The next morning, not long after dawn, a bus arrived in Delane village escorted by an off-road vehicle and several police cars. This time, it was Li Boliang who accompanied the research institute. He was the accompanying representative of the county. Welcome to the leaders to inspect. As soon as the car entered the village, Yuzi and others pulled Chanfa, and the primary schools in the village were on holiday. The primary school students held the flowers they had just bought and welcomed them at the entrance of the village. An old man with a round head and white hair was stunned as soon as he got off the car. My goodness, all the villagers came, like seeing a monkey. The old professor was still confused, and Yuzi went up and shook his hand. That must be Professor Qian from Beijing. Welcome to our Delane village. I am Yuzi, the village chief of Delane village. We have prepared breakfast for you. Come with us to the village office. Yuzi said with a smile on his face. In the distance, a group of primary school students sang a welcome song under the leadership of the teacher. Looking at the group of primary school students waving handkerchiefs in the distance, Professor Qian frowned and said coldly, "Nonsense." After Professor Qian finished speaking, Yuzi's face suddenly became ugly. If the leader is dissatisfied with anything, please correct it. Why did you ask them to come during class time? We are not here to inspect our work, and we don't need to be received. After Professor Qian finished speaking, he turned his head and looked at Li Boliang. Boliang, what's going on? Didn't you say you don't want to do this? Li Boliang's face was also a little embarrassed. He originally thought that the village would just be polite. But he never expected that this formalism seemed a bit too much. And his teacher has always been quite disgusted with this. Teacher, this is indeed a bit. Let the children go back to school. After Li Boliang finished speaking, Zukai hurriedly asked the teacher to take the children away. You all go and do your own things. Li Boliang saw that Professor Qian was not very satisfied with Yuzi and others, and hurriedly gave orders. Yuzi was speechless, uttered a few words, turned around and left. In the village, after Professor Qian got off the bus, 7 or 8 people got off the minibus soon. Some of these people were in their 60s or 70s, and some were only 23 or 24 years old. Is this Delane village? It's so hot. After a little girl finished speaking, she couldn't help but take off her straw hat and fan herself. If you want to do research, you must be able to endure hardships. If you can't endure this little hardship, you might as well go back to Beijing now. After Professor Qian finished speaking, the little girl stuck out her tongue and said, I just said it casually. Grandpa, I'm not here to travel, I'm here to study. After the little girl finished speaking, she quickly put on her cap and followed the team. Welcome to Delane village. I don't have anything good to offer you. Have a tomato. When Yuzi and others dispersed, Jiang Chen finally squeezed in. Teacher, this is Jiang Chen who planted grass in the desert that I told you about. This tomato also grew in the desert. I heard it's delicious. After Li Boliang finished speaking, he also took a tomato. Because they were so short of money, Jiang Chen didn't give tomatoes to Li Boliang or Jiang Chen. Don't worry, they're all freshly washed. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he held the plate and gave each person a tomato. A group of experts picked up the tomatoes and looked at them carefully from left to right. Is this grown in the desert? After Professor Qian finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, it's grown in the desert, without any pesticides, it's very hygienic. These are all people from Shanjiang. Jiang Chen was afraid that they would think it was unhygienic, so he washed it several times. As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, Professor Qian took a tomato and took a bite. In just a moment, the tomato juice sprayed out from his mouth, and then Professor Qian's eyes were straight. This tomato tastes. Professor Qian was so excited that he didn't know what to say, and several professors also started to eat. Everyone ate a tomato and immediately couldn't help but give a thumbs up. What kind of mountain and seafood haven't these people eaten? On the contrary, this most natural tomato made them feel something different in an instant. Chinzi, you are not authentic, at least I lent you 100,000 yuan. Such delicious tomatoes are ripe, and you don't even send me two to try. Chu Shixing, who was in charge of security in the distance, couldn't help but tease actor eating a tomato. Don't say anything, I'll bring a truck of tomatoes to your house when the tomatoes are ripe next month. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people left. Let's go to your grassland. Li Boliang finished speaking, Jiang Chen led the way, and a group of people followed Jiang Chen to the desert in the west. When they arrived in the desert, it was getting hotter and hotter. The girl in the middle of the team soon got her clothes soaked. It's so hot. Can we really grow anything in such a hot desert? After the girl in a baseball cap and expedition clothes finished speaking, Professor Qian couldn't help but frown again. Look at you. You're about the same age as Jiang Chen. He works day and night on research, and what do he complain about? You just came to the desert and haven't even entered it yet, and you said a few words. After Professor Qian finished speaking, the girl couldn't help but stick out her tongue at him. TSK, in your eyes, everything is better than me. After the little girl finished speaking, Li Boliang hurriedly introduced. Her name is Qian Duo, Professor Qian's granddaughter. Of course, she is also my junior sister. After Li Boliang finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly handed her an umbrella. It's hot in the desert, but you will be cool when you get to my grassland later. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, several people saw a piece of green on the edge of the desert. It was a tall apricot forest. Is this the tree you said can survive in the desert? Professor Qian pointed to the apricot forest and said. Everyone looked at the tree. The sand piled up under the tree could cover people's ankles. Impossible, so far, it is impossible for such a vigorous apricot tree to survive in the quicksand. Qian Duo said, and opened a folding shovel from behind. She wanted to prove it to everyone with her own hands. In the Nataxi Desert, many people dug pits in the desert, filled them with good soil and planted trees in order to defraud state subsidies. After a few more, they buried a layer of yellow sand on the surface of the trees. So from a distance, these are indeed trees that survive in the desert, but in fact they are all deceiving. Walking into the orchard, Qian Duo picked up a shovel and started digging under a small apricot tree. Shovel after shovel, everyone's eyes were on the shovel in Qian Duo's hand. Pile after pile of yellow sand was dug out. When Qian Duo was sweating profusely, a large sandpit had appeared next to the small tree. How is that possible? You are such a good disguise. Qian Duo muttered to herself and continued digging. When they almost dug to the roots of the tree, they still didn't see any good soil. Jiang Chen didn't stop her. It was obvious that this girl came from a rich family. From the tens of thousands of yuan watch on her wrist to the 7 or 8,000 yuan jacket she wore. And her sunglasses worth more than 30,000 yuan, it was obvious that they were definitely not from the family of an ordinary scientific researcher. Chapter 38. This is definitely a new species. One big pit after another. One small tree after another. Under the scorching sun at noon, Qian Duo dug 3 trees in a row, and finally sat down on the ground tired. Okay, I give up. Qian Duo said, and a group of people left. Duo, you also have a time to plant. Li Zhuang said with a smile, and Qian Duo shouted at the top of his voice. Don't laugh at me. I will complain to my senior sister later, and I will ask you to return to Shangji immediately. No, now everyone can confirm that this is a tree growing in the sand. After Li Boliang finished speaking, Professor Qian and a few others had walked to the side of several apricot trees and looked at them carefully. Leaves can be picked, and branches can also be broken. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Professor Qian said thank you and stretched out his hand to break off a branch. He took out a magnifying glass from behind and began to observe the branch carefully. After observing the branch, he looked at the leaves, and finally he picked another apricot. How strange, I've never seen this kind of apricot tree before. After Professor Qian finished speaking, a professor who studies plants also frowned. There are dozens of species of apricot trees, but this apricot tree doesn't seem to be recorded. Also, look, this apricot is very big. It has almost no flesh. I don't know if it hasn't grown or it just won't grow flesh. After a gray-haired professor finished speaking, everyone looked at the almond in his hand. Sure enough, after peeling the apricot skin, they saw the big almond inside. Fuck. Jiang Chen's heart sank. How could he sell it if there was no flesh? Maybe it's because it hasn't grown yet. As far as I know, there shouldn't be a tree that specifically bears almonds. After Professor Qian finished speaking, Jiang Chen finally breathed a sigh of relief. I just checked, and indeed there's no such apricot among all the species of apricot trees. After a doctoral student in his 30s in the distance finished speaking, several professors showed surprise on their faces. Is this a new variety? A new variety of apricot that can survive in the desert? Professor Jiang finished speaking, and the excitement on his face was hard to describe. If this is really a new variety, then they will discover a new world. If so, then they will be famous in the plant world. It is indeed a new variety, Jiang. I think we have discovered a new world. I think we need to stay and study it. A gray-haired old man said with surprise. Chu Shixin pointed to the grassland in front and said, "There is grass in front." Li Boliang finished speaking, and several people looked into the depths of the desert. You mean there's grass surviving in the quicksand? Professor Zhu finished speaking, and Jiang Chen decided to take them to see it. Let's go through this orchard. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and several people followed Jiang Chen's steps and walked into the depths of the desert. Passing through the apricot trees growing in the yellow sand, after walking for a few miles, a grassland suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Looking at the green grassland in the hot desert, everyone was stunned. Is this really a grassland? Jiang Chen felt that Professor Qian's breathing became rapid. Oh my God, this is unimaginable. We have studied desert environment for so many years. What have we studied? Others have come up with results, but we are still studying. I feel that our decades of research are really like closed-door research. Several old professors couldn't help but sigh. They walked to the grass, picked up a magnifying glass and looked at it. It looks a bit like Manila grass, but its root system looks a bit like Bermuda grass. A scholar in charge of plant research said, and professors who dug up a little soil. Its root system is very developed, and this grass is very thin and soft. It looks like it should be able to grow tall. Wait, the smell of this grass is a bit special. And look, there is no bug here. Another professor with a broken head said, and everyone looked around the lawn. Far away from the lawn, he saw some bugs crawling in the sand. It's so cool. Don't you notice? It's really cool to stand here. Qian Duo, as a girl, saw another special thing. Speaking of coolness, a group of people lying on the grass did feel some cool wind. Also, if you sit in the grass at this moment, the scorching ultraviolet rays seem to be absorbed a lot. The sun is the most yang thing, and this grass is grass from the underworld. Theoretically, it is a variant plant. So this phenomenon is normal under the balance of yin and yang. It's so magical. It's really worth our stay to study it with our lifelong energy. After Professor Zhu finished speaking, Professor Qian had already started thinking. There are desert tomatoes over there. Do you want to take a look? Just as a group of people were obsessed with the grass in front of them, Jiang Chen pointed to the tomato field in the distance and shouted. At this moment, the tomato field has entered the end of picking. There are nearly 130 acres of tomatoes. Except for the 20 acres closest to the edge that have just matured, the rest have reached the end of picking. Let's go and take a look. After Professor Qian finished speaking, he followed Jiang Chen to the tomato field. In the tomato field, the 1-meter-high tomatoes have turned yellow. The few small fruits scattered on it are also red. Jiang Chen is not going to sell such fruits. He plans to give them to the villagers after the last picking. Oh my God, you are one step ahead. I thought desert fruit trees and desert grasses were already at their peak. I didn't expect that you have actually opened the agricultural era of the desert. After Professor Zhu finished speaking, they were like Lulu entering the Grandview Garden. I think our research papers over the years can be burned. We are too backward. We are still in the farming period, while others have already driven rockets into space. The white-haired Professor Zhu was full of emotion. Another young doctor shouted in surprise. Teacher, I just consulted the doctor who specializes in grass. He just said that the grass we just saw is a new variety. After the young doctor shouted, Professor Zhu was almost calm. This tomato was also a new variety. Okay, we should discuss it. After Professor Zhu finished speaking, several professors walked to the center of the lawn together. They began to discuss fiercely. Now is not the time to hesitate, we must study them before other organizations discover them. We must move the laboratory here. This is a new breakthrough that will affect global desert governance. Old Zhu, what do you think? Professor Qian looked at the second-in-command, Old Zhu. Old Zhu pushed his glasses and squinted his eyes to look into the depths of the desert. I have no objection. I will retire in 3 years. I regret why I wasted decades of time in the laboratory. We should have come to the desert a long time ago. Ding Zhu was right, they have already grown the grass. We only need to reverse the principle and our institute will be able to unlock the secret of this grass. Foreign countries have been strangling us for decades, and it's time for us to strangle them once. This, in theory, I shouldn't object. But after all, our institute has spent so much money from the country. If we want to move the institute here, I'm afraid it will be another huge investment. Whether this investment can be approved or not is not discussed for the time being. If we put the institute here, it's so remote, I'm afraid young people will not want to come. After another bald professor finished speaking, Professor Zhu squinted his eyes. They have to move whether they come or not. If we don't do research half a year earlier than foreign countries, once other desert research institutions in the world come here, Arlongo will lose the opportunity to rise in desert research. A group of people in the grassland argued for a long time. Jiang Chen, Chu Shixin and Li Bolian stood at the edge of the desert, watching them in the wind. Xiao Chen, why don't we have a meal at your place later at noon? Li Bolian looked at Jiang Chen, who thought about it and nodded. Okay, I'll make a call and prepare some home-cooked dishes for you. Jiang Chen called the canteen and asked them to prepare some special dishes. Chapter 39. Building a road in the desert. Half an hour later, Cao Yuan stopped arguing. It seemed that they had reached an agreement. Zhuo Chen, let's discuss something. After Professor Zhu finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurried over. What is it? Jiang Chen heard about it when a group of people were chatting just now. The annual funding for their institute is hundreds of millions. So if they can talk well today, maybe they will donate some money to him. So Jiang Chen is very concerned. Our institute wants to cooperate with you in all aspects. Do you think it's okay? After Professor Zhu finished speaking, Jiang Chen was of course willing to cooperate in all aspects. Jiang Chen is now a peasant who started from scratch. He has nothing except some seeds. So Jiang Chen now needs money and a strong force to protect him. How to cooperate? Bolian should have told you that we are studying desert environment. Our mission is to help the country study how to control desert. The things you planned are the results of our final research. However, you may know that although you have planted these grasses and tomatoes, but they are not plants we know. So we have to conduct professional research on them, and then from them, we can finally find a way to fight the desert. Professor Zhu finished speaking. Jiang Chen was not interested in the professional things he said. Jiang Chen just wanted to know what benefits he could get from it. Can we not talk in circles about things I don't understand? I don't like to beat around the bush like the village chief. I am a more direct person. I can cooperate with you, but you see, I lack money and background. You lack experimental subjects. I can let you study in my fields. I just want to know what benefits you can bring to me. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, professors who laughed at the side. We scholars don't like to beat around the bush. We do research just to publish more papers. We can definitely publish the world's top papers on desert environmental governance, protection and prevention here. Our papers can even break new ground in the field of desert environmental governance. Of course, we are not short of money. You can directly ask for anything you want. As soon as he asked for a request, Jiang Chen began to test him. If you want to get rich, you must first build roads. I invested more than 800,000 yuan to pave a gravel road here. You see, the effect is not good. Can you help build a road? I don't need you to build it in the county or in the town. Just build a road on my farm. This will also facilitate your research, right? I have consulted, and it will cost more than 11 million yuan to build a road. If you can afford it, I will allocate 10 acres of land for you to build a research institute. In addition, you can freely conduct research in my grassland. Jiang Chen was just testing him. He was waiting for the other party to bargain. This time, as long as the other party was willing to join his ship, the miner would not dare to open a mine in the desert easily. This was Jiang Chen's real purpose. I agree. Upon hearing that Jiang Chen just wanted to build a road, professors who agreed without hesitation. As long as they took Jiang Chen's grass seedlings and tomato specimens to Shanjiang, they would have herbs to control the desert. Not to mention building a road in the experimental field, even building it to the county would not be a problem. Moreover, Shanjiang also intends to open a new economic road connecting Central Asia. If a method to control a desert is found, the route will have to be changed. Really agreed. Jiang Chen said, somewhat unbelievably. That's more than 11 million. Without consideration. We can decide on this. After Professor Zhu said this, Jiang Chen was very excited. Once the road here is built, the people will no longer have to carry tomato seedlings and grass seedlings to the desert more than 10 miles away. Of course, they will no longer have to carry the big tomatoes from the distant desert to the village entrance. Let's go, I'll treat you at noon today. Jiang Chen said and directly invited everyone to his cafeteria. On the way to the cafeteria, Li Bolian was still mumbling about Jiang Chen. You are such a selfish person. Why don't you say you want to build a road from the county to here? Li Bolian finished speaking, and Jiang Chen smiled. It costs hundreds of millions to build a road from the county. What unit can get so much money? If they scare people away again, I won't be able to build a road in the desert. Time passed quickly, and in the afternoon Jiang Chen sent Professor Qian and his party away. Professors who will take some specimens back to Beijing. They have to apply and then get approval from the higher authorities before they can come to Delane village for further research. In the evening, when they learned that someone was building a road in the desert for free, the workers in the desert were as excited as if it was the new year. They are finally going to end the era of carrying things on their shoulders and hands. Ishwin even bought fireworks and set them off in the yard. Just as everyone was celebrating happily, Jiang Chen had already planned the road in the house. In fact, it is only a dozen miles from the Delane village orchard to his desert tomato base. The cost of this road is at most more than 6 million. Jiang Chen lied about the amount of money just to build another road from the old tomato base to the desert. It's settled. Build a Y-shaped road. Start from the desert edge of Delane village, go to the orchard, from the orchard to the grassland, and then to the 100-acre tomato field. With the 100-acre tomato field as the center point, turn in two directions. One continues to build 15 miles westward into the desert, to the innermost part of the desert. The other turns south and turns to the Delane village highway. After Jiang Chen drew the route, he began to contact the engineering team. For an engineering team like this, if you give a public company 1 million to build a road, you can build twice the length if you give it to a private company. What's more, Jiang Chen was careful. He contacted several engineering teams to come and bid together. When the time comes, he will let whoever offers the right price do the work. The next morning, 4 engineering teams came to Jiang Chen's office. Jiang Chen decided to take them to the desert to actually take a look. Starting from the village to the breeding base, hundreds of people were busy in the breeding base at this moment. From the breeding base to the apricot orchard, Wei Fan was pulling the water pipe to water the apricot orchard. There was an old man beside Wei Fang, who was chatting with him while helping Wei Fan pull the water pipe. "Hey, Uncle Fang, are there any relatives coming to your house?" Jiang Chen joked with Wei Fan while a group of architects from the engineering team were busy typing on the keyboard. How could he not know how many relatives Wei Fang had as a villager? What's more, the old man in front of him looked to be in his 60s. But his clothes, skin and temperament showed that he was definitely not a rural person. As far as Jiang Chen knew, Wei Fang had no relatives in the city. "What? You little brat, you are rich and you are so arrogant. You dare to make fun of your uncle. This is a tourist. He watched your desert on the live broadcast. The old man from the city came here alone to relax." After Wei Fang finished speaking, the old man smiled and greeted Jiang Chen. "Young man, you did a good job in the desert." The old man gave Jiang Chen a thumbs up. Jiang Chen was feeling proud when he saw someone praising him. He was very happy from the bottom of his heart. "Thank you for your kind words. There is no restaurant in the village. You can eat in our canteen later. It's free for you to eat. When you return to the city, you can promote us." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the old man pointed to the apricots that had already turned yellow and said, "I like to eat apricots the most. Can you give me a few apricots later?" When it comes to eating apricots, Jiang Chen is very generous. He has more than 100 acres of apricot trees, and there are many apricots. Don't even think about giving him a few. People have come from the city to see his desert with great difficulty. Just based on this recognition of him, Jiang Chen can give as much as he can take. Eat as much as you want under the tree, just eat until you are full. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the desert was a little hot. He looked at a few engineers who were calculating and said, "This is the desert. It's the amount of money I said. You can see who can repair it longer and who is suitable, and I will use theirs." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of engineers measured the hardness of the desert and then started calculating again. In the evening, several companies gave quotations, and Jiang Chen chose one he liked and signed a contract. Chapter 40 Apricots arrived. Time passed little by little, and when the end of the month was approaching, good news came from Shangjing. After layers of expedited approval by the leaders, Shangjing and professors who reached a consensus. The new consensus requires the Shangjing Desert Environment Governance Research Institute to continue to stay in Shangjing. They set up a new research base, named Delane Village Sand Research Institute. The second-in-command, Professor Zhu, will serve as the director of the Delane Village Desert Research Institute. Of course, Jiang Chen didn't care about this. He cared about money. After Professor Zhu brought a dozen backbones of the institute to Delane Village, they really took out 11 million yuan for road construction. Of course, they did not give this money to Jiang Chen, but directly to the county, and the county gave the money to the engineering team. In any case, there is hope for building a road in the desert. In the early morning, professors lead people to select a site for the Delane Village Desert Research Institute. Jiang Chen gave the institute 10 acres of land as promised, and finally Professor Zhu selected 10 acres of land at the intersection of the grassland and the tomato garden. After the site was selected, Professor Zhu began to hire people to build a house. Let's not talk about the construction of the Dialing Village Desert Research Institute. The end of the month is coming in a blink of an eye. He usually came with the contract as promised, and this time he vowed to make Jiang Chen go bankrupt. In the early morning, the sun was bright, and the whole Dialing village was shrouded in a golden sun. Pay back the money. 1.6 million, if you don't pay back the money, the desert will be returned. He usually came into Jiang Chen's office with a happy face holding the contract. Pay back the money, you even dismantled our stage when the leader came last time. If you can't pay back the money today, I will make you lose face in Shangjing. Yuzi and others were jealous of Jiang Chen's cooperation with Shangjing during this period. Speaking of paying back the money, Jiang Chen remembered that he had been busy building roads and setting up research institutes during this period. He forgot about paying back the money. Why are you in such a hurry? I'll make a phone call to sell the apricots. Jiang Chen was only short of more than 200,000 yuan now. The apricots from his more than 100 acres of land were as big as eggs. Was he still afraid that he couldn't pay back the money? Jiang Chen picked up the phone and called the fruit vendor in the county. The last time he went to the county, he specifically found a fruit vendor. This time he made it very clear to the other party, who clearly stated that they had not received a call from Zhao Yuanyi, so they would take the apricots. After the call, Jiang Chen called Li Xiangyan again. Brothers Xiangyan, take a dozen people to the apricot orchard. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and seeing Jiang Chen's calm face, he was a little confused. Do you really have 1.6 million? After he finished speaking, He Mongtang in the office snorted coldly. It costs us more than 10 million to build a road. Are we still short of your contract fee? I tell you, if you want to be a stable village chief, you have to recognize the situation. Mining in the desert is a thing of the past, and desert greening is the only way out now. After speaking with Mongtang, Song Zhouqian also persuaded him. It's not too late for you to support greening now. When you want to join in later, you will have nothing left except offending people. After the two finished speaking, he sneered. I told you that farming is hopeless. How much money can you make in a year by working so hard selling tomatoes here? Boss Zhao said that as long as we open a mine, we will pay the village 5 million yuan a year for environmental governance. In addition, the village will be demolished within 3 years. Only if our village is demolished, all the people will not have to suffer here. He felt that he was on the right path. If you don't agree, don't say anything. When the fruit vendor from the county drove a truck to Dialing village, Jiang Chen hurried to greet him. Brother Li, are you here? Where are the apricots? You're just lucky. Now the apricots in our county will not be sold for another month, and the price is very good now. After a fat, dusty fruit vendor with a bag on his back said this, Jiang Chen took him directly to the 100-acre apricot orchard. The apricot orchard is very close to Dialing village and it didn't take long to get there. At this moment, the apricot trees were full of people, and baskets of yellow apricots were already filled under the apricot trees. Looking at the baskets of apricots as big as eggs, the boss was very happy. Your variety is good. This one is so big. I'll give you some more money later. The boss said, and took a bite of an apricot. Jiang Chen thought he would be very happy after taking this bite. Unexpectedly, he was very happy. Ouch, my teeth, my teeth. After the boss said this, his teeth were almost choked out. Looking at the apricot again, such a big yellow apricot actually has only a little skin and flesh. 2/3 of it is apricot kernels. Oh, brother, aren't you harming people? Your yellow apricot doesn't even have a little skin and flesh. Who do you want me to sell it to? No more, let's go. After the boss said this, he covered his teeth and cursed and walked away. Jiang Chen was stunned for a moment. What's going on? What's wrong with my apricot? Jiang Chen was scared. If the character of this 100 acres of land can't be sold, it will be finished. Boss, don't you know that this apricot can't be eaten? Wang Fang took out an apricot and asked in disbelief. Why didn't you tell me that apricots can't be eaten? Jiang Chen finished speaking in frustration, and Wang Fang slapped his thigh. I thought you were growing this kind of apricots. In fact, many people who pick apricots know that apricots are large but have no flesh. But they all thought that this was a special apricot planted by Jiang Chen that can be eaten. Ha ha ha, Zhou Chen, don't blame your uncle this time. You said that you planted more than 100 acres of apricot trees. How much money did you spend on watering? Now that the apricots can't be eaten, what are you still keeping them for? Yuzi finished speaking happily, and Sukai handed over the contract again. It's really that God doesn't help you. Sign it. Opening a mine is good for everyone. You're asking for trouble. If you hand over the desert contracting rights earlier, your 800,000 will be waived. Boss Zhao can also give you another 1 million yuan in hard work fees. Now it's good, you didn't get a penny, you deserve it. Sukai finished speaking happily. The sun was warm around, but Jiang Chen's heart was cold at the bottom. Jiang Chen, what should we do? We are about to succeed. Do we really have to hand over the desert? He Montan was anxious in the distance. He gave up a big offer to Chang. Now he is wholeheartedly following Jiang Chen. He can't fail. Jiang Chen, why don't you go to the bank to borrow money again? After Li Xiangqing finished speaking, Jiang Chen shook his head. No. The 300,000 yuan loan from the last time has not been repaid. They will definitely not give you a loan. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people were a little desperate. 200,000 is not a small number. If they can't get it together now, the desert will go bankrupt no matter how well it is done. If it doesn't work, I'll go to Michelle to borrow some more. Can we live and die from urine? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he called Michelle again. As soon as the call was connected, Michelle's voice was a little low. Hello, what's the matter? I want to overdraw another 200,000 yuan in advance. My latest batch of tomatoes will be ready in just 1 month. Give me 200,000 this time, and I'll charge you 4 yuan per pound later. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle felt a little bitter. Sorry, I may not be able to help you. Or I can reduce it to 3.5 yuan per pound. Now I only need 200,000 yuan. In order to renew the 10-year lease, Jiang Chen would rather lose some money. Chapter 41 Taking over the Lane Village. I'm really sorry, I'm willing but unable to do it now, you can find someone else. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen felt that she seemed to have something wrong. What happened to you? Can we not cooperate in the future? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle shook her head again. At this moment, in a hotel in Dichen, Michelle was packing her things and preparing to leave. You can continue to cooperate with Mijia Hotel, but I have already resigned from here. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen was stunned. The hotel is doing well, why do you just quit? Besides, isn't the hotel your family's property? Although Boss Zhao is rich, Jiang Chen doesn't believe that he can reach down to the bottom. Speaking of the hotel incident, Michelle decided to confess to Jiang Chen. The hotel was sold by my grandfather. Mijia Group encountered an economic crisis. My grandfather thought that the market in Dichen was small, so he sold the hotel to Mijia Group. But don't worry, you can continue to cooperate with Mijia Group. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen was a little surprised. So were you ready to leave Z province? Minzu had helped him a lot from the beginning to the end, so Jiang Chen felt a little disappointed when he suddenly left. I haven't planned yet. I had a quarrel with my grandfather and the others. I want to open a restaurant by myself, from scratch, but I lack funds now. So I really can't help you with your situation. After Mizu finished speaking, Jiang Chen comforted her a few words and hung up the phone. Jiang Chen couldn't protect himself now, let alone help others. Call Lian Jianwei and try. Jiang Chen finished speaking and called Lian Jianwei again. Hey, brother Liang, can I overdraw some more money? I'm going to sell it to you at 4 yuan per pound, how about that? After the call was connected, Jiang Chen forced a smile. Unexpectedly, Lian Jianwei's tone on the other end of the phone turned cold. Sorry, I was just about to call you. Our hotel association just had a meeting, and everyone said not to engage in vicious competition. In terms of procurement, everyone said that we should strive for unified procurement. So, I want to ask if your price can be lowered. Lian Jianwei finished speaking, and Jiang Chen really wanted to curse. What do you mean? We have signed the contract. Speaking of the contract, Lian Jianwei left. We have signed the contract. However, the contract does not say how many tons we want to purchase. You don't have to lower the price. Starting from this month, we will only purchase 10 kilograms a month. For the rest, you can go to Minxia International Hotel. Lian Jianwei hung up the phone. He must have known about the news that Mijia Hotel was sold. Lian Jianwei had just hung up the phone when Jiang Chen's phone rang. It was a strange number from Dichang. Hello, who are you? I'm Song Yaoyu, the manager of Minxia Hotel. I want to sign a new agreement with you. After the review of our board of directors, your tomato price is too high. So your price must be reduced to 2.5 yuan per caddy, otherwise we will cancel the purchase. Jiang Chen knew that this Minxia Hotel was the original Mijia Hotel. We have signed the contract. If you regret it, you will have to pay a penalty of 5 million yuan. Think about it first. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Song Yuan smiled. I'm sorry, that's the agreement you signed with your hotel. Now it has closed down, so the contract is nominally invalid. In addition, we received a notice from the Dichen Hotel Association that we will purchase tomatoes in a unified manner. In order to avoid vicious competition, your tomatoes are not within our procurement range. You think about it now, either reduce the price, or we will cancel the cooperation. After Song Yuan finished speaking, Jiang Chen was struck by lightning. He felt that he was played by these capitalists. Okay, you wait for me, I will definitely make you regret it. Jiang Chen finished scolding and hung up the phone. Zhu Kai had already handed over the pen. Stop struggling, sign now. This is the fate of resisting. Now you have nothing to show for it, you deserve it. After Zhu Kai finished speaking, Jiang Chen was angry, but he really had no choice. Is this fate? Jiang Chen sighed, and just as he was sighing, Wang Fang suddenly ran over. Zhao Chen, I suddenly remembered something. That old man gave me a business card before leaving. He said that our apricots are very delicious, and asked us to call him when they are ripe. That day he ate almonds, and ate 20 to 30 at once. After Wang Fang finished speaking, he took out a wrinkled business card from his pocket. Jiang Chen took the business card as if he had found a life-saving straw. Kiajin of Dichen Yulong Group. After Jiang Chen found the phone, he quickly called. Hello, is this Mr. Kiajin? After the call was connected, Jiang Chen hurriedly asked. The person on the other end of the phone was a little surprised. Yes, what do you want to talk to my father about? The person who answered the phone was a middle-aged man, and his tone was still a little anxious. Oh, it's like this, Mr. Ki has been to our desert. He said our apricots are very delicious, and asked us to call him when the apricots are ripe. I want to ask, is it convenient for Mr. Ki to answer the phone now? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the man on the other end choked up. I'm sorry, my father has gone to the hospital. He has cancer, and it's in the late stage. He has been hiding it from me, and I didn't know. A month ago, he found out that it was in the late stage, and he said he was going to the desert to have a look. I thought he was just going to travel. After the middle-aged man finished speaking, Jiang Chen's eyes were blank. This was really not good news. Sorry, I'm sorry. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the man on the other end of the phone cried even harder. The doctor said he can only live for a month. It's the end of the month, and he didn't tell us. I've sent him to the hospital. Jiang Chen had been listening on the phone, and the middle-aged man kept crying about his guilt towards his father. It was as if Jiang Chen at this moment was the last straw in the panic of his father who was about to die. The middle-aged man talked for half an hour, and Jiang Chen hung up the phone. He smiled bitterly. How could he be any better than that middle-aged man at this moment? Hey, did you borrow money? Look at you, you don't even have a rich friend, and you still want to learn how to do business. Sign quickly. Boss Zhang has brought the mining equipment, don't let him wait too long. He urged from the side. A BMW drove over in the distance, and Zhao Yuanyi came over with a smile on his face. Hey, let me see where our hero who never gives up is. What's wrong with you? Can't pay the rent. Are you short of money? I'll lend you $2, ha ha ha. After Zhao Yuanyi finished speaking, Li Xiangying wanted to go up and beat him. The two young men behind Zhao Yuanyi came up and stopped Li Xiangying. Don't stop me, I'm going to kill him. Let him come, damn it, don't even think about working in my mine in the future. After Zhao Yuanyi shouted, Jiang Chen slapped the table. Be quiet, accept the loss, this is fate. I can give you the desert, but I will come back sooner or later. Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhao Yuanyi laughed. Give it to me. Don't you dare. If you have the guts, continue to contract it. If you have a wallet, I will call you daddy. If you don't have money, you're a big-tailed wolf, fuck. Zhao Yuanyi finished speaking, and kicked the table in front of Jiang Chen to the ground with a bang. From now on, he will completely take over Delane Village. From now on, he is the boss of Delane Village, and Jiang Chen's mother is a thing of the past. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelas. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42. Build roads first if you want to be rich. In the desert of Delane Village, a group of people looked at the arrogant Zhao Yuanyi with some anger. But what can they do? They are just ordinary poor people, they can't control their own destiny. They have to go wherever they are paid. And now, once Jiang Chen leaves the desert, they have to work for Boss Zhao to earn a meager income. I advise you not to be too arrogant. Jiang Chen said, and took the contract. He hasn't lost everything yet, he has at least 1.4 million in his account. At worst, he will change to another desert and start over. With seeds, he will succeed sooner or later. I am arrogant, so what? I tell you, I don't need any of your people. When the time comes, I will make them so poor that they can't even eat. Xiao Yuanyu finished scolding, and suddenly Jiang Chen's phone rang. Hello, you the boss named John in the desert. I just called you. The results of the hospital examination are out, and my dad's cancer cells have been suppressed. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's been a month, and my dad's cancer cells haven't spread to his body. The middle-aged man on the other end of the phone was so excited that he became incoherent. Jiang Chen was naturally happy to hear this good news, but he seemed, this is good news, congratulations. Jiang Chen finished speaking, picked up the pen on the table and prepared to sign. My dad said that he really wants to eat the almonds from your apricot garden now. Can you send them to me? You can pay any price. After the middle-aged man finished speaking on the other end of the phone, Jiang Chen was stunned, and his pen stopped signing. You mean you want to buy my apricots? Yes, you don't sell them. My dad said that your almonds are the best he has ever eaten. My dad likes this. Since he thinks it's delicious, I'll buy them all for you. The other side was a filial son. In his father's last days, even if his father wanted to eat dragon meat, he would find a way to get it. Okay, I'll pick them all and send them to you right away. But I have a request, can you give me 200,000 first? I really need this money urgently. Don't worry, I have 100 acres of almonds, which are worth this money. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and suddenly heard the voice of the old man on the other end of the phone. Jiawei, who's calling? Can you take me to the desert? I want to eat the apricots there. It's the call from the owner of the apricot orchard. He wants us to give him 200,000 first, saying he needs it urgently. Oh. The young man must have encountered an emergency. The young man is a good person. When I went to his place, he let me eat almonds for free and let me eat in his cafeteria for free. There are not many people with such kind hearts these days, and the young man is also very filial. I heard from Lao Wang, who manages the apricot orchard, that the young man was a college student in Beijing. He stayed in the desert just to fulfill his grandfather's wish before his death. The old grandfather burst into tears after speaking. Such a young man must have encountered difficulties. Otherwise, how could he ask for 200,000 from a stranger? What a good young man, a dying man feels sympathy for everything. Young man, is 200,000 enough? Don't worry, I have plenty of money, I'm not short of money. The old man wants to go to your place to play, you find me a clean and hygienic place to stay. Give him whatever he wants to eat, and let him do whatever he wants to do. Let him spend the rest of his time happily. I'll give you 1 million, if it's not enough, I can add more. After the middle-aged man finished speaking, Jiang Chen's eyes were wet. Good intentions are really rewarded. Thank you. I only need 200,000 for almonds, Grandpa can come if he wants. I'll cover all the food and drinks. Whoever can help him get through the difficult times now will be his greatest benefactor. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the middle-aged man asked for Jiang Chen's card number, and then asked someone to transfer the money to Jiang Chen. After the call was hung up, Xiao Yuanyu had already walked to Jiang Chen's office and lay down. Son, Daddy's desert will turn. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and with a sizzling sound, he tore the contract into pieces. The contract floated down from the sky, and it was the most comfortable rain Jiang Chen had ever seen. What are you doing? Seeing Jiang Chen tearing up that contract like a madman, Yuzi started to curse on the side. Yuzi, take your father out of the house for me, I won't serve you anymore. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and not long after, He Mongtang suddenly shouted over there. Brother Xiaochen, there are 300,000 more in the card, the money is enough. After He Mongtang finished shouting, Xiao Yuanyu suddenly stood up from the house. What? 1.6 million is enough. How is it possible? After Xiao Yuanyu finished shouting, Jiang Chen waved his hand, and Zulali brought a few people to hold Xiao Yuanyu down. Go. Zulali said and threw him out of the house. Lily, why are you so heavy-handed? This is my son after all. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the people on the edge of the desert left. Get lost, you son of a bitch. You still want us to work for you. Beat your ancestors. Beat him, damn it, he dares to be arrogant in Ardi Lane village, let him know how powerful Ardi Lane village is. Yuzi, quickly carry your father away, be careful not to beat your father to a pulp. Zulali shouted at Yuzi, and Yuzi's face turned red. Isn't this taking advantage of him? Zhao Yuan is his father. Doesn't he call Jiang Chen grandpa? Hurry up and transfer the money. He said with a red face, and Imongtang used the public account to transfer the money. At the last moment of entering the password, Jiang Chen stopped Imongtang. Wait a minute, how can he get this money so easily? I'll call County Magistrate Li. If you don't repair the road to Dahlia Town for me today, you can't take a penny of this 1.6 million. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he wanted to cry but had no tears. Damn, if you want to repair the road from Dahlia Town to Delane Village, you can't get it without 8 million. You paid more than 2 million, and you want us to pay 6 million. It's only natural to use the people's money to serve the people. Jiang Chen paid so much money for you, and I can't stand seeing the road in such a mess. Just when he wanted to refuse, professors who couldn't help but speak up. Whether the road is built or not is none of your business. Zhu Kai finished speaking, and professors who picked up the phone. Really? I happen to have a few students in the department. I'll call my students. I'll ask your county magistrate to come and tell me in person whether it's my business or not. After Professor Zhu finished speaking, he became anxious. He quickly dialed the county's phone, and soon he stood up straight and nodded continuously. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that he was being scolded like a dog on the phone. 10 minutes later, Jiang Chen's phone rang. Jiang Chen, I'm Wang Qiang. I think we should just stop here. Tell the old professor, and we won't bother the leaders in the department. Although our county is in financial difficulty, since you paid, the county will build this road for you. Wang Qiang was also afraid of the leaders. Originally, they could have won the battle. However, ever since Li Bolian brought in the old leaders from their research institute, not only Wang Qiang, but even the old county magistrate felt like a thorn in his side every day. Okay, I'll tell Professor Zhu right away. But I demand that the road be built right now. My tomatoes will be picked by the end of the month, and if the road is not built by then, I won't agree. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Wang Qiang could only agree with tears in his eyes. Build it, can't we build it for you now? Chapter 43. Can apricots fight cancer? Jiang Chen transferred the 10-year contract fee for the 10,000-acre desert to the village, and he left with Zhao Yuanyi in disgrace. The desert returned to peace. Although there was no money, Jiang Chen still asked the canteen to prepare a particularly sumptuous dinner to entertain everyone. At night, after getting the 10-year contract, everyone was celebrating. Jiang Chen came to the office alone quietly. No one knew that the tomato sales were cut off again. In another month, all the tomatoes would be ripe, and he had to make a change. Instead of working for others and looking at others' faces, it's better to work alone. After pondering for a long time, Jiang Chen finally made a decision. Since those people in Dichen humiliated him, how could he let them slaughter him? If your association doesn't use my tomatoes, then I will let your association know what horror is. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen called Michelle in the night. The phone rang for a long time before it was connected. At this moment, Michelle had already arrived at the airport of Dichen with her luggage. Hello, why are you calling again? Seeing that it was Jiang Chen calling again, Michelle was a little helpless. I have a good idea, why don't we open a restaurant together? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the boarding message came from the airport in the distance. You've already lost yourself, how can you have money to open a restaurant? Michelle finished speaking and picked up her suitcase. It was time to go through security and leave this sad place. Are you willing? I know that hotel has cost you a lot of effort. And now my financial problems have been solved. I will continue to contract the desert for another 10 years. In a month, I will have at least 300 acres of tomatoes ripe. You said, with a taste of my tomatoes. Let's find a better chef and start from a small restaurant. Can't we open a 5-star hotel in the future? Jiang Chen wanted to recruit people to be partners. Michelle had experience in hotel management and had connections. Jiang Chen had tomatoes, and in the future he would have other fruits and vegetables, so this was simply a match made in heaven. You think too simply. Even if it's a small restaurant, the investment will be hundreds of thousands. I should board the plane. It's time to go back to Beijing. Wait, leave the money to me. I'll give you 500,000 yuan in startup capital within 10 days, and you can choose a restaurant address in Dichang. I'll provide the money and the food, and you'll provide the technology. The restaurant will be fully managed by you, and I'll give you 20% of the dry shares. Think about it, if you fail and go back, your family will never look up to you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle looked at the scenery outside Dichang. Indeed, she was unwilling to leave like this. Then I'll give it a try. At least 500,000 yuan in startup capital in 10 days, in cash. After Michelle finished speaking, she turned around and left the airport. She would take back everything she lost and ditch Chen with the tomatoes in her hands. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen began to think about where to get 500,000 yuan in startup capital. The next morning, everyone started to get busy again. Batches of tomato seedlings were planted, and acres of grasslands were greened. The road in the desert began to be repaired, and the road from Delane village to Dilua town was also surveyed. Jiang Chen sat in the yard and began to think about how to make money. Not long after, an off-road vehicle stopped in the village. After the door opened, a middle-aged man with a crew cut helped a white-haired old man get out of the car. "Where is your boss, Jiang Chen?" After getting off the car, the old man asked the worker who was packing boxes next to him with a cane. "The boss is in the office at the edge of the desert." The worker who was packing boxes finished speaking, and the old man led the middle-aged man to the Delane village orchard. The two offices were very conspicuous at the edge of the desert. As soon as the old man arrived at the door of the office, he saw Jiang Chen sitting in a chair in deep thought. "Zhao, what are you thinking about?" Seeing Jiang Chen sitting in a chair in deep thought, the old man shouted with a smile. "Hey, why didn't you tell me in advance that you were coming? I would pick you up at the entrance of the village." This old man was the benefactor who helped him get through the first major difficulty in his life. Jiang Chen quickly stood up and took a chair and handed it over. The old man was not polite and sat on it directly. "Let me introduce you, this is my son Jiawei. Jiawei, this is the young man I told you about." After the old man introduced, the man named Jiawei stretched out his hand. "Thank you for saving my father." When it comes to saving people, Jiang Chen is a little embarrassed. No, it was you who saved us." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the old man took out 2 big almonds from his arms. "Young man, you don't know yet, it was your almonds that saved me." After Jiang finished speaking, Jiawei took out a certificate of almond inspection from his arms. "I asked the doctor to check, and my father's food in the past month is no different from before. The only difference is that 8 a dozen of your almonds." The doctor tested the almonds. "These almonds have anti-cancer factors, and your almonds have anti-cancer factors that are thousands of times higher than other almonds. Young man, you can say that you have a treasure." After Jiawei finished speaking, Jiang Chen was stunned. "Treasure?" "Yes. These apricot trees of yours are specially grown for anti-cancer drugs. This time I came here, I just wanted to tell you. Don't sell these apricots as ordinary apricots." After Jiawei finished speaking, Jiang Chen finally understood why his grandfather gave him all the fine products. "But these apricots are confusing. It turns out that this thing is for eating almonds, not apricots. This year I said that these apricots are given to you, so I sold them all to you. You can do whatever you want with them. But next year I won't sell them so easily." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he looked at the apricot forest covering more than 100 acres in the distance. "Since it is a treasure, I must use you to make a lot of money next year." Jiawei burst into laughter. "We are a businessman, how could I take advantage of someone's misfortune? I will give you 300,000 yuan, and I only want 300,000 yuan of apricots. I don't want a penny for the rest. By the way, my friend works in the medical bureau. I have some connections, and I am going to acquire a pharmaceutical factory. You can make these apricots into apricot kernels and sell them to me. I will definitely satisfy you with the price." After Jiawei finished speaking, Jiang Chen became excited. He needs money now, especially he is going to open a restaurant, at least 500,000 yuan to start. "Thank you. As long as you are willing to accept it, I can help you make apricot kernels." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Jiawei took out a document from his file bag. "Don't thank me first, we are all cooperating. There are so many cancer patients now, and the drugs for inhibiting cancer are few, expensive and ineffective. Your apricot kernels are very effective, and I hope they can help more cancer patients. As long as I bring it to the market, it will definitely be a blessing for cancer patients." Jiawei had agreed with the old man when it came. They are not short of money. When they have enough money, they are more willing to do things that make the world a better place. So the Qi family, who started out as a real estate investor, wanted to make a civilian anti-cancer drug. Saving those suffering people is the most virtuous and kind thing in the world. Even if people who do good deeds die, they will enjoy happiness in the underworld. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Jiawei signed his name on the contract. "Now money is just a number to me. I can't spend it all in my lifetime, so this drug is all my contribution to the society." Jiawei finished speaking and handed the contract to Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen took a look and saw that the purchase agreement stated that Jiang Chen's apricot kernels were paid by pound. Chapter 44. This almond is invincible. They were willing to pay 1,000 for a pound of almonds. Of course, Jiang Chen's almonds were surprisingly large, and they also had the effect of inhibiting the slow spread of cancer cells. The price was reasonable. Okay, then I'll sign it. After signing the contract, both parties agreed to send a car to pick up the almond kernels after they were dried. In the afternoon, when Kijawei was about to leave, Jiang Chen asked him a question. Brother Wei, you're developing in Dichang. I want to ask if there's a suitable place to open a restaurant in Dichang. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and when he mentioned a place to open a restaurant, Kijawei took out a business card. You have found the right person. Call this number. He will find the best location for you. Kijawei handed over a business card. After Jiang Chen took the business card, Kijawei got in the car and left. Let the old man play here for a few days first. I will have someone pick him up in a few days, and I will have someone pay for all the expenses. All expenses are free. After the car drove away, the haste that had accumulated in Jiang Chen's heart was swept away. Now he is rich. He has at least 52 apricot trees in his orchard, and one apricot can produce more than 600 kilograms of apricots. These apricots basically have no flesh, and after drying, at least 150 kilograms of apricot kernels can be produced. This means that Jiang Chen can sell one apricot tree for at least 150,000 yuan. And his 52 apricot trees can sell for at least 7.8 million yuan. 7.8 million yuan, this is a huge number. This matter must be kept secret. Hurry up and arrange for Uncle Fang to find someone to pick apricots. Jiang Chen dialed Wei Fang's phone after he finished speaking. Uncle Fang, go to Howland Village to recruit 30 people. Now do nothing and pick all the apricots in the apricot orchard for me. After picking, transport all to the desert, and I will bring people to wait for you in the desert. Okay, Zhuo Chen, I will find someone now. 52 trees, 30 people only need 2 days to pick all the apricots. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen first called the hardware store in the town and ordered a few shed cloths. After ordering the shed cloths, Jiang Chen took out the business card again. Now that the almond issue has been resolved, it's time to resolve the tomato issue. Hello, is this manager's son? I'm Kijawei's friend. He told me to call this number and ask you to recommend a place to open a restaurant. Hello, I was just about to call you. Director Ki has already called. You're so lucky. We just opened a GLI Plaza in the West Souk. We've reserved a prime location for you. The boss has instructed us to give you the lowest rent. There are more than 400 square meters on the 5th floor, and we were originally going to open a gym. The rent is 20,000 a month. For a smaller area than this, we received 35,000 a month in rent. After the other party finished speaking, he heard GLI Plaza, which is the most famous square in Sisi province. Thank you, how much is the deposit? I may be short of funds, so I may have to rent it later. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the manager on the other side left. Young man, you may not know who Mr. Ki is. Our GLI Plaza is just one of Mr. Ki's industries. Mr. Ki has already said hello, saying that you are short of money, so he doesn't want your deposit for the time being. I will collect the rent from you in a year. The rent will not increase in 3 years. Even Mr. Ki's relatives don't have such good treatment. After Manager Sunday finished speaking, Jiang Chen was even more grateful. Thank you, thank you. After hanging up the phone, he called Michelle again. Now he just needs to prepare the money for the decoration and he can open the business. Manager me, I have found a restaurant on the 5th floor of the newly opened GLI Plaza. If you are free now, go over and see how to decorate it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle was stunned. Were you talking about GLI Plaza in Shisu district? Oh my god, how did you do it? I went to ask yesterday. The manager told me that the restaurants on the 4th and 5th floors have been internally selected. Shisu district is a district with a relatively large population. GLI Plaza is the first large commercial complex introduced by the West Soviet district. It will also become the high-end shopping destination of the entire West Soviet district. It just so happens that a friend knows someone there. I'll send you a phone number, and you can contact him. I have already solved the rent issue, and you just need to find a decoration team to do the decoration. By the way, I will give them the money for the decoration at the end of the month. Which decoration company is willing to do it can give more money. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle was very excited. As long as she could get a store in GLI Plaza, she could guarantee that her restaurant would not lack diners. Leave the decoration to me. Our restaurant will definitely be open before the end of the month. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen sent him manager son's phone number. After the restaurant was settled, the next thing was the money for the decoration. If you want to get the money for the decoration, you can only rely on selling almonds. Back to the office, Jiang Chen went directly to the orchard. This batch of apricots was too expensive, so he had to watch it in person. He couldn't let the people in Howling Village steal them. When he rushed to the apricot orchard, Wang Fang had already recruited more than 20 people. These are men in their 30s, the most hardworking people in the desert. Brother Jiang Chen, it's hard to recruit people, they all went to work in the town. I think this is enough for the few people we can recruit. Wang Fang told everyone to climb the tree while talking to Jiang Chen. Looking at the egg-sized apricots on the tree, Jiang Chen thought that since they were picking almonds, there was no need to pick them one by one. If you count like this, 22 people will definitely be enough. Okay, let's take these people. Have you agreed on the price with them? It's agreed, 80 yuan per person per day. I'll record their work and pay them at the end of the month. After Wang Fang finished speaking, Jiang Chen pointed at a few people who were picking apricots on the tree and shouted, "Don't pick them one by one. Just take a bamboo pole and knock the apricots to the ground." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a big brother on the tree shouted, "That won't work. Such good apricots will break if they fall to the ground." That's right, it's a pity if the apricots break. Besides, Wang Fang told us that it can last at least a week. You're knocking them down with a stick, and it will take half a day. After the other man finished speaking, Jiang Chen had already asked Wang Fang to go to the village to find bamboo poles. "Don't worry, even if it doesn't last a week, I will pay you for a week." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, more than 20 workers were happy. "That's what you said. We will pick them well for you. You promised to pay us for a week, so you have to pay us for a week. Absolutely pay us for a week." Jiang Chen didn't believe that they could be left idle. Wang Fang found bamboo poles from the village. It was almost afternoon. At this moment, the owner of the tarpaulin in the town drove a tricycle and pulled more than a dozen large tarpaulins. Jiang Chen first asked everyone to come down from the tree and spread the tarpaulin under the apricot tree. Then he started to let everyone climb up the tree to knock the apricots. Now most of the apricots are ripe, and they fall down one after another with a strong shake. Some of them that can't fall down need to be knocked with bamboo poles. After the bamboo poles knocked, the golden apricots fell to the ground along with the leaves. Not long after, the tarpaulins on the ground were piled with a layer of apricots. After the apricots fell, Jiang Chen directed several people to dig pits in the village. 5 or 6 people went to dig the pits, and 7 or 8 people were responsible for knocking the apricots down. The rest were responsible for transporting the fallen apricots to the pits next to the village. Time passed little by little, and the workers dug 13 large pits on the edge of the desert. The workers in charge of transportation filled the pits one by one with bags of apricots. After the pit was filled with apricots, Jiang Chen tied up the giant bag again. When all the apricots were packed, the next step was to wait for them to rot naturally. Chapter 45 Establishment of Delane Village Beverage Company. The temperature difference between day and night in the desert is very large. Especially during the day, the highest temperature in the desert can reach more than 40 degrees. Under such high temperatures, the apricots were put in the pockets, so they rotted quickly. 10 days later, Jiang Chen called the workers, and the apricot pickers from Howling Village came again. Carry the apricots out of the pits. Jiang Chen had prepared electric tricycles next to the underground pits. 22 workers came, and they opened the hole under Jiang Chen's command. The moment the pockets were untied, a strange fragrance came to the nose. This is the fragrance of ripe apricots, but there's also a fragrance of wine and the fragrance of apricots. Wow, it smells so good. After a worker said this, Jiang Chen frowned. He should have smelled the smell of rot, but the apricots were not rotten. Jiang Chen walked over, stretched out his hand to untie a pocket, and the apricots in the pocket had rotted long ago. However, although the apricots were rotten, they did not rot. On the contrary, under the huge temperature difference between day and night, a special apricot wine was formed in the sand cellar. The worker reached out and dipped his hand in the pulp, and licked it in his mouth. He couldn't help but get excited. This apricot wine smells so good. Several other workers reached out and touched it and put it in their mouths. Indeed, this kind of sauce wine from fresh fruit is really fragrant. Boss, what should we do now? Your apricots have made wine. People in the border areas like to drink and brew wine. Almost every new year, they will brew some corn wine by themselves. So when they tasted the apricot jam turned into wine, they were all very excited. Wait a minute, Uncle Fang, go to the town and get me 10 more raincloths. By the way, get me 100 large white buckets of water. After Jiang Chen gave his instructions, Wang Fang quickly called the partners in the town. When the partners mobilized supplies here, Jiang Chen asked everyone to open all the vents. The moment all the apricot fermentation pits were opened, the aroma of wine mixed with apricots instantly floated throughout the orchard. It smells so good. Not long after, a group of people were drunk just by smelling the apricot wine. Boss, you are so lucky, this kind of wine is very difficult to make, a dark-skinned elder brother said, and Jiang Chen had the bags tied up. In the afternoon, the town's material sellers delivered waterproof tarps in more than 100 large white buckets. After the goods were delivered, the whole Delane village came to watch. Is Jiang Chen going to make wine? I can smell the fragrance. This wine will definitely taste good. I have never smelled such a fragrant wine. After a group of people talked about it, even Yongzi couldn't help but run to watch the fun. Really? This guy shouldn't be so lucky. Just as a group of people were talking, Jiang Chen selected more than 60 young people from the tomato plantation. All of them put on brand new rain boots. In the afterglow of dusk, young people carried bags of apricots soaked in jam from the cellar and put them on the on cloth. When the fruit pulp bloomed wantonly on the on cloth, the fragrance made the old man next to them drool. Everyone, hurry up, don't let the fruit fragrance dissipate, Jiang Chen ordered while taking the lead to work. As long as there are bags of apricots transported to the tarpaulin, Tang Yongjun will let a few skillful workers to quickly pick the almonds from the pulp and put them in a bucket. After the apricot kernels are picked out, other workers will quickly transfer the prizes to white buckets. The buckets are very large, and the water buckets commonly used in rural areas are as tall as an adult. After the jam is pudding, it is quickly mixed in the white bucket. The evening clouds keep changing their appearance. Everyone keeps busy beside the orchard. From 1 tarpaulin to 10 tarpaulins, the number of people participating in the almond separation has reached more than 100. This is almost all the elites of Jiang Chen's agricultural company. Night falls, and the sky is full of stars. Everyone lights up the lights and continues to work. The starry night is dark, and it gets deeper until dawn, and a bright light in the sky shines on the earth. After a busy day and night, when the sun was shining brightly on the earth, more than 30,000 kilograms of almonds were finally distributed. And all the fruit pulp was poured into the big white barrel. In the cool and shady land next to the desert, hundreds of people were sleeping. The decisive battle of night made everyone tired and had no strength left. There was no way, once the jam was opened, it had to be finished immediately. Otherwise, it would not be fragrant after the air ran out. Fellow villagers, thank you. The canteen has prepared meals for everyone. We killed a pig today. Uncle Fan went to buy wine. Drink beer and white wine as much as you want. Don't go home until you are drunk today. Jiang Chen shouted and personally delivered bottles of drinks to those who had been busy all night. Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. A group of people showed gratitude. The food for those working outside the village is generally not good. There are indeed very few bosses like this who directly killed a pig and gave wine and food. After settling the workers, Jiang Chen convened an agricultural company meeting temporarily. In a small office, the backbones of various departments have all arrived. Is everyone here? Jiang Chen looked around, and even Zulali, who was in charge of security, had arrived. Everyone is here, Jiang Chen, just tell me anything. He Mongtang finished speaking, and Jiang Chen nodded. Now He Mongtang has become Jiang Chen's most loyal fan. He has witnessed Jiang Chen driving the big ship of Delane village through storms and waves. And he knows what kind of storms this ship will experience in the future. But with Jiang Chen here, this ship will never be silent. As you can see, the orchard has a good harvest this year. Although we didn't get the apricots that people like to eat, our kernels are very large, and the wine made from the pulp is also very fragrant. So today, I make a decision. I plan to make apricot wine from the pulp. In addition, I plan to use the cool water from our underground river to make a batch of mineral water. So, let's set up a small company. I've thought of the name of the company, Delane Village Beverage Company. I decided to let Mongtang be in charge of our beverage company. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, He Mongtang was a little surprised. He had just graduated and was still young. He didn't have the ability to drive a boat alone. Brother Jiang Chen, this won't work. I don't know anything, I'm afraid I can't manage it well. The young people in Delane Village will eventually have to stand on their own. Mongtang, I'm also crossing the river by feeding the stones. Also, don't worry, it's okay if the sales channels can't be opened in the early stage. I opened a restaurant, and the drinks can be sold there first. Your current task is to find a foundry to make these 2 drinks. Jiang Chen didn't expect to make money from the drinks now. He had to look at the long term. There will definitely be more and more people in Delane Village in the future. He just needs his own beverage company. Okay, then I'll try to manage it. After He Mongtang finished speaking, he could finally go it alone from now on. After announcing the new appointment, Jiang Chen began to adjust his new thinking. Chapter 46. Heading to the provincial capital. In the next period of time, Jiang Chen had to change his work focus. He had to focus on the apricot kernels. Don't worry, Jiang Chen. As long as Lily and I are here, I guarantee that no one will dare to steal the apricots. Jiang Chen, don't worry. I picked them and I will definitely guarantee that no one will steal them. After Wei Fang again finished speaking, Jiang Chen announced the end of the meeting. After the meeting, Jiang Chen first took everyone to the desert on the other side of the orchard to pull the sorted apricot kernels. Jiang Chen spread out pieces of rainproof cloth in the desert. The apricot kernels were piled on the rainproof cloth to dry. The temperature in the desert is extremely high. It only takes 4 or 5 days to dry these apricot kernels, and then package them for sale. After Wei Fang started drying the apricot kernels, Jiang Chen took Yimongtang to the city. There was a beverage processing factory in the city. After arriving in the city, Jiang Chen found the owner of the beverage processing factory. After talking for a few hours, the two sides agreed on a price. The beverage processing factory in the city is responsible for processing shallow mineral water and apricot low-alcohol fruit wine for Jiang Chen. After the cooperation was agreed, Jiang Chen asked Yimongtang to stay in the city to supervise the construction. After everything was done, it was the end of the month. At the end of the month, the first batch of tomatoes from Delane village matured and should be put on the market. But no one came to buy his tomatoes now. It's time to call Michelle. Looking at the ripe tomatoes on the dozen acres, Jiang Chen called Michelle. Michelle, is the hotel decorated? Jiang Chen asked on the phone, and Michelle was almost tired. It's decorated, and all the kitchen utensils were just installed today. I'm about to go to the city, and I'll call my former subordinates. The current Mijia Hotel has changed its name. At the beginning, Mijia Hotel was the first to launch Delane Village tomatoes in the fiercely competitive city. This made Mijia Hotel instantly steal the limelight from all other hotels. So after discussion, the Urban Hotel Association decided to squeeze out Mijia Hotel. They first used price wars to squeeze the living space of Mijia Hotel. The Mi Group was in financial crisis and didn't want to fight with them. Therefore, the Mi Group decided to abandon the car to save the driver, and sold the Mijia Hotel, which was worth 700 million yuan, to a hotel company jointly established by 16 hotels in the city. After the acquisition, they immediately cancelled the acquisition of Delane Village Tomato. This put all the hotels into fair competition again. As a shareholder of more than a dozen companies, the new Mijia Hotel fell into crisis again. Many employees were laid off, and what awaited them was only destruction. Okay, then you can recruit all the employees who are easy to use to the restaurant. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Michelle asked again. Now that the decoration is completed, the decoration company wants the project payment. And we need to purchase various foods, and we also need advance payments. I want to ask, when can our subsequent funds be in place? Everything needs money. With the guarantee of manager Sunday of GRI Plaza, the decoration company and the tableware company are willing to help the restaurant. That doesn't mean you can never give them money. Don't worry, tell them to come to the restaurant to collect the money in 3 days. Our restaurant is also scheduled to open in 3 days. Jiang Chen finished speaking and hung up the phone. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen decided to go to the desert to see how the apricot kernels were drying. After returning to the desert, the apricot kernels deep in the desert had already dried. Uncle Fang organized the workers to pack them. The car from Shyside Pharmaceutical will come to pick them up tonight. Jiang Chen said, looking at the apricot kernels on the ground. These apricot kernels are wood-colored and very large. If you crack them open, you will find that the almonds inside are as big as quail eggs. This is the first time Jiang Chen has seen such large apricot kernels. Okay, I'll have the workers pack them right away. The boxes that Jiang Chen had ordered from the city have been pulled over. Wei Fang and his men packed the apricot kernels piled up like a small mountain into bags one by one. After weighing, everyone put the bags into the boxes. While they were packing, Professor Zhu and several assistants came over from a distance. Wait, Jiang Chen, can you give us some apricot kernels as seeds? Professor Zhu ran over breathlessly, and several assistants behind him came over with a large sack. Fuck, you want me to bleed? Looking at the big sack in Qian Duoduo's hand, Jiang Chen exclaimed, this sack would cost him millions. I can't give you so much, I need money now. Zhao Yu, bring them a box. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a worker brought them a box of apricot kernels. This box of apricot kernels is 10 jin, which is worth 10,000 yuan. 1 box is enough, we are going to do a breeding experiment. Don't worry, we will plant them in the desert, and they will be yours if they survive. We are only responsible for research and will not delay your making money. Professor Zhu smiled and said, stretched out his hand to grab another box of apricot kernels and turned around and ran away. Wait, you can plant them, but don't smash them and eat them later. Jiang Chen felt a pain in his flesh. These 2 boxes are worth 20,000 yuan. Time passed little by little, and by dusk, the desert was piled up with cardboard boxes as high as a hill. The truck is here, let's start moving. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he led the people to move the boxes under the cover of night. Now the desert road has not been repaired, so the boxes can only be moved up manually. As night fell, when the truck parked outside the orchard was gradually filled with apricot kernels, Jiang Chen called SYNOPSIS Pharmaceutical again. Boss, I'm loading the truck here, you guys prepare the money. After the goods arrive, you have to pay me immediately. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the boss on the other side left. Don't worry, the chairman has already told me. I know you are short of money. As long as the apricot kernels are in place, the money will be in your account immediately. The first drug launched by SYNOPSIS Pharmaceutical after its establishment was SYNOPSIS anti-cancer drug. They took Jiang Chen's almonds and some other anti-cancer drugs to combine and research a new anti-cancer drug. After cancer patients took the anti-cancer drug, the effect was very significant. So when the experiment was successful, people who wanted to buy medicine every day called SYNOPSIS Pharmaceutical's phone. As long as the money is in place immediately. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he called Wei Fan again and asked Wei Fan to go to several nearby villages to recruit people. He had a total of 782 boxes of apricot kernels, and all of them had to be packed tonight. Moreover, all these boxes needed to be moved out of the desert manually, which was very slow. Uncle Fang, go and help recruit some more people in the village. 50 yuan per person. As many as you can come. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Wei Fan quickly called Qianla village and Hulan village to recruit more than 20 people. After everyone arrived, everyone made a few stretchers to carry the boxes. Time passed quickly, and in the second half of the night, 782 boxes of apricot kernels were loaded on the truck. After the 2 small trucks were full, they were ready to go to the provincial capital. Jiang Chen happened to be going to Dichen to attend the opening ceremony of his restaurant, so he also squeezed into the truck. The truck swayed on the road leading to Dalu town. In the night, the dirt road leading to Dalu town had begun to be paved with cement. So the road was closed, and they had to take a detour from other villages. After swaying all the way to the county town, the sky gradually brightened. Several people had breakfast in the county town, and the car swayed again towards the city. There was no highway from Longchen County to Linsha City, so they had to cross a county road full of potholes before they could get on the highway in Linsha City. When they were almost in Linsha City, Jiang Chen asked the driver to park the car in front of the beverage factory. Chapter 47 Michin Restaurant is officially open for business. At the entrance of the beverage factory, He Mongtang had already directed the employees to fork the first batch of beverages to the yard with a forklift. Please help me take this batch of goods to the provincial capital. Jiang Chen said, and took out 500 yuan from his wallet. Anyway, it was on the way, and 500 yuan was enough for gas. It happened that one truck was not full, so after the forklift forked the beverages into the car, Jiang Chen followed the car directly to Dichang. 5 hours later, the car drove into the suburbs of Dichang. At an express transfer station, Jiang Chen had someone unload the beverages and then transport them to GRI Square by a small truck. He continued to take a car to the pharmaceutical factory to collect the money. The car arrived at the Saxi pharmaceutical factory in the high-tech development zone, and the boss of the pharmaceutical factory had been waiting at the door. Hard work. Hard work. After Jiang Chen got off the car, the boss of the pharmaceutical factory hurried over to shake hands with Jiang Chen. Now they are waiting for this batch of apricot kernels to arrive. Once the apricot kernels arrive, they can immediately open the shells and take out the kernels. Then the almonds are quickly crushed and added to the production of tablets. It's not hard, just check the goods. Jiang Chen said, and the boss of the pharmaceutical factory had the boxes taken down. After the apricot kernels were taken down, they opened the packaging and began to check each box. After confirming that they were correct, they randomly selected a few boxes for weighing. When Jiang Chen came, they weighed the bags and put them in the boxes, so there was not much error. After checking the apricot kernels, the boss confirmed that they were correct and started to pay Jiang Chen. He bought this kind of apricot kernel at 1,000 yuan per pound, a total of 782 boxes, with a total price of 7.82 million. The bank paid the money here, and the boss wanted to treat Jiang Chen to a meal, but Jiang Chen refused. He had to rush to GRI Plaza, and his restaurant will open tomorrow. Boss, why don't you find a car to take me to GRI Plaza? Jiang Chen said, and the boss of the pharmaceutical factory was very generous. I didn't prepare any gifts for our first meeting. I asked you to stay here for 2 days, but you didn't agree. If you don't mind, I'll give you this broken car. These 700 boxes of almonds can make more than 10 billion yuan in revenue if they are sold. Jiang Chen helped them make so much money, how could they not give something in return? After the boss finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at the broken car he mentioned. This is not a broken car at all, it is clearly a Mercedes-Benz worth more than 400,000 yuan. This thing is too expensive, I can't accept it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the boss of the pharmaceutical factory pointed at the Mercedes-Benz and said, "You can drive it. Don't worry about this little money. Compared with the money we earn from you, this is just a drop in the bucket." The boss of the pharmaceutical factory originally planned to treat Jiang Chen well, and this kind of entertainment would cost no less than a Mercedes-Benz. "Then I'll borrow it first." Jiang Chen knew the rules of doing business. Others had said so much, and he didn't ask for a banquet from others. If he refused the car, he would be giving others no face. "Drive away. If you need anything, just call me. We have some influence in Dicheng." After the boss finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought for a moment and handed over a business card. "Tomorrow our Michelin restaurant will open. It would be great if you could bring some people to support us." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the boss of the pharmaceutical factory took the business card and said that he would definitely come. After leaving the pharmaceutical factory, Jiang Chen used the navigation system to go straight to GRI Plaza. When he arrived at GRI Plaza, it was already evening. Jiang Chen parked the car and came out of the garage to see a super large shopping mall in front of him. The plaza covers an area of more than 10 acres and has a total of 6 floors. It is a circular plaza shaped like a bird's egg. At this moment, the plaza has opened, and the parking lot at the entrance of the plaza is full of various luxury cars. After entering the plaza, the heat outside disappeared. The air conditioning in the plaza is turned on very well, and there are all kinds of brand stores inside. Because it has just opened, there are so many people in the plaza that it can really be described as shoulder to shoulder. Take the elevator all the way to the 5th floor, which is basically a store featuring gourmet food. At this moment, most of the restaurants on the 5th floor are open. It was lunchtime and the place was packed with people. Jiang Chen found his own restaurant, which was a great storefront next to the elevator. This kind of store that others could see as soon as they came out was definitely the best location in the entire mall. The store was very large, and the words Michelin restaurant were printed on the door. Walking into the restaurant, it was not open yet. At this moment, many waiters were doing the final cleaning. Jiang Chen saw the overall layout of the restaurant. The restaurant was very large. This was definitely the largest restaurant on the entire 5th floor, no doubt about it. As soon as he entered, there was a desert oasis-themed decoration. The walls were endless yellow sand, and the place where everyone was dining was like an oasis in the desert. There were many photos of the people on the way to the dining area, which were all excerpts from the hard-working people in Dilane village. These were taken by Michelle herself. In addition, as soon as he entered, he could see a large signboard introducing it. Michelin Restaurant. This is a restaurant from Dilane village in the desert. Here you can taste the most delicious tomatoes in the world. You can taste the most tender local chicken. There are also desert local pigs, cattle, and sheep. We are a team from a 5-star restaurant. We believe that our team will let you experience the most original taste of food. Looking at the introduction and the picture at Dilane village behind the introduction, the quiet mountain village and the simple smiling faces are indeed pleasing to the eye. "Sorry, we are not here today, boss. Didn't you say you would arrive tomorrow?" Michelle, who was arranging balloons at this moment, saw Jiang Chen. "I came a day early," Jiang Chen said, and he looked at the restaurant decorated very distinctively and couldn't help asking, "This decoration should be very expensive." Jiang Chen said. Michelle nodded. 115 million decoration. GRI Plaza is the most upscale plaza in the entire city. If the decoration is not good, people will not come in. After Michelle finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at other stores, and indeed everyone's decoration was very good. "It's okay, we have enough money this time." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he knew that there was no way out. He must break the blockade of the Dicheng Hotel Association against him. He will make those people regret it. Not buying my tomatoes will be the biggest nightmare of the entire Dicheng Hotel. At night, Jiang Chen joined the final preparations after the opening. Posters were made at the entrance of the restaurant, huge posters were hung in the square, and then a large display board was made at the entrance of the square. They were busy until the late night, and everyone huddled on the floor of the restaurant and fell asleep. The next day, just after dawn, Jiang Chen took people to receive the beef, mutton and pork purchased from Dilane village. When all the meat was transported in, batches of tomatoes were also transported. When it was almost noon, the express delivery delivered Shakwan water and apricot wine from Delane village. Jiang Chen put Shakwan water and fruit wine on every table. At noon, it was the first day of the weekend, and people who came to shop filled the GLI shopping plaza. Jiang Chen's Michelin restaurant officially opened. After the restaurant opened, Jiang Chen and Michelle personally stood at the door to distribute flyers. At first, seeing a store with a unique decoration opened, many people stopped. But when they saw that a portion of cold mixed tomatoes on the price list cost more than 80, everyone walked away. What kind of shop is this? They dare to charge 80 for a plate of salad tomatoes. Is this a scam? That's right, do you think you're a 5-star hotel? Even a 5-star hotel wouldn't dare to charge you this price. Chapter 48 Professional Troublemaker. There were many people passing by, but no one actually came in. Come in and take a look. Today, the menu was handed to passers-by. Everyone just took a look, but then walked away quickly. This is a black shop. We can eat several of your dishes outside. No, this is too deceptive. Time passed quickly, and in a blink of an eye, it was the peak time for dinner. When other restaurants were full of people, Jiang Chen's Michelin restaurant still had no customers. Just when Jiang Chen was a little disappointed, someone suddenly walked to the door of the restaurant. It was none other than Lian Jianwei, the purchaser at the Huahuang Hotel. At this moment, he was already the person in charge of the new Meizhia Hotel. Hey, isn't this Boss Jiang? What a coincidence. You said you were opening a restaurant in Dichen, why didn't you notify your old friends? After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, he saw the tall and cold beauty Mizu in a professional suit. Hey, isn't this Boss me? What, you can't work in a 5-star hotel anymore and you're going to work in a small restaurant instead? After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, the lobby manager came over with the chair. If it weren't for the malicious acquisition of them by the Dichen Hotel Association, he wouldn't have ended up being a lobby manager in a restaurant. Fuck your mother. After the manager finished speaking, Jiang Chen grabbed his stool. Hit me on the head if you dare. See what you can do. After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, Jiang Chen said coldly, please come in for dinner. If you are here to see the joke, please leave. This is the new opening, Jiang Chen must not create negative news. He has nearly 600 acres of tomatoes behind him. If he gets angry now, his efforts for so long will be in vain. Who said I am here to see the joke? I am here to eat. But I ask him to apologize to me immediately. After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, Jiang Chen pulled the chair over. Please come in for dinner, I will apologize to you on his behalf. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lian Jianwei said relentlessly, it's useless, I just want him to apologize. I apologize, sorry. The lobby manager clenched his fists, and finally slowly loosened them. He knew that Michelle had given all her hope for this restaurant. He didn't want to disappoint the boss. Please come in. Michelle said with a straight face, and Lian Jianwei walked into the restaurant. Hey, what kind of dishes are these? How dare you ask for such a price? A plate of beef is 480, a native chicken is 270, and a bowl of mutton soup is 260. TSK, you dare to charge 10 yuan for a bottle of mineral water. Do you think this is a 5-star hotel? Lian Jianwei said, and Jiang Chen walked over. The price is this price. If you can't afford it, you can leave. Jiang Chen said, and Lian Jianwei took out his mobile phone. Who said I can't afford it? Come on, let me call a few people to come and support you. Lian Jianwei made a phone call after he finished speaking. While he was on the phone, Michelle came over. Boss, I don't think he has any good intentions. Why don't you call Manager Sunday and ask the security to take him away? No need. Jiang Chen knew that this guy was afraid that things would not go well, so he was determined not to be fooled. Let's see what he wants to do first. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon more than a dozen people walked into Jiang Chen's restaurant. The moment Mizu saw those people, her nails dug into her flesh. The person who came was none other than Zhu Jinshan, the head of the Dichen Hotel Association. Behind Zhu Jinshan were Song Yaoyu, the head of the Minxia International Hotel, and others. Hey, boss me, you haven't left Dichen yet. Look at you, people tend to move up, why do you want to move down? You don't want to work in a good 5-star hotel, but come to work in a restaurant. Zhou, if you don't have a job, you can tell me. For the sake of your grandfather, we have to find you a star hotel manager. Look at you, you come to open a small restaurant. Aren't you slapping your uncle in the face? After Zhu Jinshan finished speaking, he pulled out a chair and sat on it. These people are not kind people. Otherwise, they would not come here. Oh, it's already dinner time, why is there no one here? After Song Yana finished speaking, several people burst into laughter. You still don't understand it, Chang. If you open a store and no one comes, is this still a restaurant? After Zhu Jinsheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen was not angry. Isn't he a human being? Jiang Chen pointed at Lian Jianwei after speaking, and Mizu spit out the water she had just drunk with a chuckle. Don't show off your ability to talk here. I tell you, if you come to Dacheng, you have to listen to us. We are here today to tell you something. If you want to stay here, if you don't pay us respects, you will. Before Zhu Jinsheng finished speaking, 4 or 5 people suddenly walked into the restaurant. Boss, we are here to show our support. Several people came in at the door, some of them were covered in mud. They were none other than the owner of the decoration store and the owner of the kitchenware company. After several people finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly invited them to sit in the store. Several people found an empty table and sat down. They knew that if they wanted to get their wages smoothly, they would not be justified if they did not show their support. Let's order a dish. Dalu, you go and settle the wages. After the boss said that, the waiter sent the menu. Seeing the menu, several bosses couldn't help but frown. But they came to collect the debt. The decoration fee plus the kitchenware fee was at least more than 2 million. In front of 2 million, if they didn't eat this meal, they might. 1 portion of this beef, 1 native chicken. 1 portion of cold tomato, 1 plate of green pepper and egg. Although it was ridiculously expensive, the boss still ordered without hesitation. After ordering the dishes, Jiang Chen immediately transferred their project payment to them. After the project payment was received, several bosses were also happy. Boss, add a few more dishes. 1 portion of mutton soup, 1 portion of fruit salad. 2 bottles of drinks for each person. Finally, the first order was opened. Jiang Chen asked someone to go downstairs to cook, and the bosses praised Jiang Chen with laughter. Time passed quickly, and the cold tomato, fruit salad, and green pepper and egg were served. As soon as the cold dishes were served, an employee unscrewed the lid of the apricot wine with a snap. In just a moment, the smell of fruit wine in the bottle gushed out. The strong apricot fragrance accompanied by the aroma of fruit wine soon filled the entire restaurant. Wow, it smells so good. The owner of the decoration store couldn't help but praise it, and opened a bottle of fruit wine casually. After opening 2 bottles of fruit wine, the fragrance in the air became stronger. The 2 people took a sip gently, and in just a moment, the strong fragrance, plus the hot fragrance of apricots, and the refreshing taste of light wine instantly exploded in the taste buds. Wow! What kind of magical drink is this? The owner of the decoration store couldn't help but say it, and many people unscrewed the drinks. With 6 or 7 bottles of drinks opened, soon, let alone the restaurant. Even the corridor outside the restaurant was filled with a layer of light apricot and wine aroma. It tastes good. I've never tasted such a delicious fruit wine. Great, I give you a crazy thumbs up. This tastes so good. After the owner of the kitchenware company said this, even Lian Jianwei, who was sitting aside and watching the joke, couldn't help but open a bottle of jam with a bang. After opening the jam, he took it to his nose and sniffed it. After a while, he seemed to be intoxicated. After taking a sip, he felt as if his internal organs were all watered by the dew. Great. What are you going to develop? Lian Jianwei couldn't help but finish his words, and Zhu Jinsheng rolled his eyes at him. Fuck, are you here to drink across the river? Are you still doing business? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelas. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49. GLI Plaza's strategic partner, Zhu Jinsheng shouted, and several bosses over there had already picked up the cold mixed tomatoes. The tomatoes were like tender sugar melting in the mouth. Wow, this tomato is moderately sweet and sour, and melts in the mouth, so refreshing. Try this tomato and egg. Oh my god, how can there be such delicious scrambled eggs? This salad tastes amazing. No, I have to call my brothers and let them all come and try it. The boss of the kitchenware company made a phone call immediately after he finished speaking. I'll call my brothers too. Damn, let's see who will say that we don't have delicious food in Dacheng in the future. The 2 bosses made a phone call after they finished speaking. Before they finished their calls, dozens of people suddenly rushed in at the door. Boss, congratulations on your prosperity, book 2 tables for us. The leader was the boss of the pharmaceutical company. Jiang Chen had greeted him yesterday, but he didn't expect that he would bring more than 20 people to eat today. Thank you for your support, Jiang Chen said, and he was very happy to see that there were customers. He hurriedly led the boss of the pharmaceutical company into the restaurant. As soon as the pharmaceutical boss sat down, he snapped his fingers and said, "Serve the signature dishes. If you can't finish them, we'll pack them up and go." The pharmaceutical boss was clearly here to show his support. "Notify the kitchen to serve the dishes quickly," the lobby manager said excitedly, and soon Manager Sunday from GLI Plaza came with 7 or 8 people. "Boss Jiang, come and show your support. It's a little late, don't mind." After Manager Sunday finished speaking, the lobby manager had just arranged a seat for him, but unexpectedly, more than a dozen people came to the door. These people were led by an old man, and behind him were several middle-aged men in suits and leather shoes. "Xiao Zhang, I brought my son to show your support." The old man who came was none other than Jiang Chen. Behind him was Wei, the president of Yulong Group. "Jiang Chen, are you satisfied with the restaurant location I chose for you?" After Wei came in, the 10 group leaders each found an empty seat to chat. "Satisfied. Boss Kia is so busy and still comes to support us. I am really grateful." Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the kitchen quickly served the prepared tomato salad and several easy-to-make stir-fried dishes to everyone. "If you have any difficulties, just tell me." Wei finished speaking, and walked to the innermost part with the old man. As soon as Wei passed by, Zhu Jinsheng and others who were sitting at the door were stunned. "Wait, that person just now is Wei from Yulong Group. How is this possible? How could someone of his status come to such a low-end restaurant?" Zhu Jinsheng finished speaking with an unbelievable look on his face, and suddenly a group of people shouted at the table. "Fuck, how come this tomato is so delicious? Wait, this mineral water is refreshing, why have I never seen this brand before? Wow, this egg fried rice is too fragrant." After a group of people praised, the chef had already served the stewed beef, delayed mutton soup and farmer's fried chicken cubes to the table. "Boss, these are all cattle, sheep and chickens that grow up on grass. There is absolutely no feed. And we stew them with pure fire, not in a pressure cooker. It takes more than 8 hours to stew the beef and old hen." After the lobby manager finished speaking, the diners soon tasted the food on the table with a pure heart. Old man Jiang picked up a piece of beef with chopsticks, and Wei quickly knocked it away. "Dad, you have bad teeth and poor digestion. This meat is hard to chew, eat some vegetables." After Wei finished speaking, the old man stubbornly picked up a piece of beef and put it in his mouth. When the beef entered his mouth, the old man suddenly looked so happy that he almost rolled his eyes. So tender. The beef is chewy and can be chewed, and the flavor is fragrant and not scattered. It's good beef. After Jiang finished speaking, Manager Sunday picked up a piece of chicken and tasted it. As soon as the chicken entered his mouth, he slammed the table and stood up. "This chicken is amazing. Boss, try the big plate chicken. When have we tasted this taste in a 5-star hotel?" After Manager Sunday finished speaking, Wei put a piece of chicken in his mouth half-believingly. As soon as the chicken entered his mouth, the spicy taste and the tenderness of the chicken mixed together, as if to melt his taste buds instantly. "Delicious, authentic spicy, delicious chicken, this is really the best. And the ingredients and knife skills are just right. Is your chef a chef from a 5-star hotel?" Looking at the neat and orderly chicken in the big plate chicken, as well as the various ingredients of the big plate chicken, one more point makes it thicker, one less point makes it lighter. Wei, who was used to eating delicious food on earth, couldn't help asking. "Yes, our chefs are all chefs from the original Malaysia Hotel. Although our restaurant is not a 5-star hotel, everything we use is the configuration of a 5-star hotel." After Michelle introduced, she had already seen Wei's status. Wei had never been to her hotel, but she knew about the CEO of Yulong Group, which ranks among the top 5 in Z province. "It tastes good. Do you have a private room? We will have our banquet here in the future." Wei finished speaking. Speaking of private rooms, Michelin restaurant really didn't have one. "Sorry, we have limited space and don't have private rooms. But we don't plan to have private rooms. We just want to make a popular cuisine. Our cuisine comes from the people, and we want it to return to the way it is among the people." Misu has a new idea about food. She wants everyone to return to the era of eating meat and drinking in big bowls. Of course, this era must be lively, not closed. "Okay, well said. Manager Son, you take the lead. Tell your leaders that in the future, wherever there's a family coming to the square, there must be a Michelin restaurant. However, there must be private rooms in the future. After all, we all have to talk about business." Wei picked up a piece of tomato after he finished speaking. The tomato was a new word in his mouth. "Okay, I'll call Gendelai right away." Manager Sunday finished speaking and dialed Gendelai's number. After answering the phone, Mr. I rushed to GRI Square from the hotel without stopping. When Mr. I arrived, the Mi Chen restaurant, which covers an area of nearly 500 square meters, was already full. Most of the people who can come to GRI Square to consume are rich people. Who cares about eating a few hundred yuan? What's more, a family only needs to order a plate of beef and a plate of chicken, plus a tomato. Boss, I'm late. Mr. I rushed in, and Kijaway asked someone to add a stool. Try it first. After Kijaway finished speaking, Mr. I wiped the sweat from his head. He picked up the chopsticks and picked up a piece of chicken and put it in his mouth. In just a moment, his face changed drastically. This tastes so special. Kijaway pointed to the tomato again, and Mr. I picked up another piece of tomato and put it in his mouth. In just a moment, Mr. I's whole personality began to change from surprise to enjoyment. Finally, he unscrewed a bottle of fragrant apricot wine, and Mr. I was very excited. It's so delicious, 10 times more delicious than the brilliant international hotel I just visited. Let's sign a contract. In the future, if there's a place like RGLI Plaza, we'll build him a Mi Chen restaurant. From now on, he's my strategic partner. After Kijaway finished speaking, President I asked his secretary to draft a contract without hesitation. Not long after the contract was drafted, he gave it to Jiang Chen. What do you think? Since President Qi has spoken, I'll let you open 23 branches in our 23 plazas. After President I finished speaking, Jiang Chen was naturally happy. The most famous place in the entire Z province is GLI Plaza. GLI Plaza focuses on high-end consumption, and its locations are the best in every city. Chapter 50 Moral Kidnapping. If Jiang Chen can reach a cooperation with the most famous GLI Plaza, then his restaurant will definitely be popular in the whole Z province. After signing the contract, people lined up in front of the restaurant and almost circled the square. At this moment, all major platforms such as WeChat Moments and Douyin reported it. Look, the restaurant exploration guide Mijaluo has released a new food guide. It's Mi Chen restaurant. Mijaluo said that this is the tomato supplier of the original Malaysia International Hotel. But this time, a lot of meat and drinks have been added, and the taste is also unique. The price is quoted here. Wow, a 5-star chef, 5-star decoration and service. The price is half that of a 5-star hotel. But the taste is 10 times better than that of a 5-star hotel. While everyone was talking about it, the people who heard the news soon filled the elevator of GLI Plaza. Looking at the endless stream of people in the restaurant, Jiang Chen walked to Zhu Jinsheng's table. Would you like to order? If not, please give up the table to someone else. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhu Jinsheng, who originally came to see the joke, was now embarrassed. If his guess was right, once Mi Chen restaurant became popular, their hotel alliance would be in trouble. Order, who said we don't order? Let's have a beef. I don't believe it can be that delicious. After Zhu Jinsheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen left. There are so many of you occupying such a big table, and you only order a beef. Do you think it's appropriate? If you can't afford it, don't come, Bao Zhu. After all, you are also a well-known person. Forget it, his table is my treat. After the boss of the pharmaceutical factory in the distance finished speaking, Jiang Chen shouted directly to the cashier. Boss Zhu's table, Boss Yuan of sexy pharmaceuticals treats, serve him this table. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhu Jinsheng's old face turned red, and he couldn't eat this meal anymore. No, don't show off, I want to see how long you can be popular. After Zhu Jinsheng finished speaking, Lian Jianwei took out a contract. I'm going to sue you now. We have signed an exclusive supply agreement. But now you supply the vegetables from Delane Village to Mi Chen restaurant. You have breached the contract. After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, Jiang Chen really wanted to curse. You said 2 days ago that you didn't want to purchase our tomatoes. Today you say I breached the contract. What's wrong with us not purchasing? You have to admit it after signing the contract. Your tomatoes include beef and mutton. If you want to sell them in the provincial capital, you can only sell them to me. After Lian Jianwei finished speaking, he showed the contract to a group of people eating around him. He wanted to let everyone know at this time that this restaurant would not last long. In the future, if you want to eat such delicious food, you must go to my brilliant international hotel. Lian Jianwei bullied Jiang Chen for not understanding the law, and the hotel association did cheat him. Lian Jianwei specially marked the tomatoes produced by Delane Village on the supply contract, and this worked etc. Included all the ingredients of Delane Village. What's more, Jiang Chen's things can only be sold to Mijia Hotel and Brilliant International Hotel. They didn't specify how much proportion they wanted to buy, so even if Brilliant International Hotel bought 1 or 2, it would be considered a purchase. In addition, the Michin Hotel has closed down, so the Huahuang Hotel has become the only purchaser. Looking at the despicable Yang Jianwei, Mizu gnashed her teeth in anger. Why do you have the forces? When our Mijie Hotel was prosperous, you made things difficult for us. Now that the Mijie Hotel has been sold to you, are you happy? I just want to open a small restaurant in Saixi. Why don't you let us go? Mizu vented all her anger. Everyone who was eating at the scene picked up their phones to record that video. Don't be a whore and want to be a saint. Were you not around when we signed this contract? Liang Jianwei sneered. Jiang Chen looked at Liang Jianwei with an angry face. Why do you have to force me? You only know how to think about you. Have you ever thought about us? You're born with fine clothes and delicious food. What do we in Delane Village have? You have high-rise buildings, and we only have a roofless desert. We want to live. Is it a sin to live? You only know how to make your restaurant prosperous. Do you know how many tomatoes in Delane Village will rot in the fields if our Michin restaurant can't continue? Yes, I signed an agreement with you. Tell everyone why I signed an agreement with you. I signed an agreement with you just to sell the tomatoes in our Delane Village. But what about you? You rely on the fact that I don't understand the law, and use the contract to block me. You just want to trap me to death, right? Liang Jianwei, do you think you killed me? You killed thousands of people in Delane Village. Do you understand? You don't understand at all. You don't understand how the children of the common people feel when they work hard to get into college but have no money to go. You don't understand how miserable the common people are when they have no money and are sick but they're not good at the hospital. You don't understand. You upper-class people will never understand the lives of us lower-class people. Jiang Chen has no way out. If his tomatoes cannot be sold from Michin restaurant, then his 800 acres of tomatoes will have to rot in the fields. After Jiang Chen finished his roar, Liang Jianwei just coldly held the contract and refuted him. There is no way. A contract is a contract. If you violate the contract, you must pay compensation. Otherwise, I ask you to get out. You don't understand him at all, young man. You're also a young man. You can block people for your ideals, but you can't hinder his ideals. He dedicated everything he had to the desert. He was not just for his own way out. He was for the way out of the entire Dita village and even the entire Shisai province. Comrades, think about it. Why can you sit here to eat and drink? Isn't it because the people of Delane village blocked the desert for you? If the tomatoes in Delane village are gone, you just have one less meal. But what about them? They have no homes. When the desert floods Delane village, you are not afraid. The desert floods Longchen County, you are not afraid. But if the desert floods Dichen, are you afraid? Key Agent stood up tremblingly. He has lived in Delane village for a long time. He is familiar with the lovely people there and their determination to fight the desert. Let's make less money as rich people, and give the poor a way to live. After the kitchenware company boss finished speaking, the hotel association stood up. Don't use moral kidnapping. Laws are laws, and human feelings are human feelings. If the law talks about human feelings, then what is the use of law? After Song Yana finished speaking, Michelle raised her head, and 2 lines of tears ran down her cheeks. Moral kidnapping. I just want to stay in Sisi province. Do you think I can't live if I leave here? I just want to stay here because my mother is here, so that she won't be lonely anymore. But now I don't care, my mother has passed away. If she knew that Sisi, whom she had spent her whole life to take care of, was like this, I think she would definitely not choose to be a border aid doctor in her next life. After Michelle finished speaking, someone in the crowd suddenly recognized him. I remember now, her mother is Wang Xia, the founder of our Shangjiang brain department, which was built in Shangjing. She is a good person. She gave up her job at the affiliated hospital of Shangjing Medical College and lived in RCC for 28 years. She died only a few days ago, and she was still working on the front line of medical care the day before her death. After a person who works in the health commission said this, Michelle cried even harder. She was born in Dichen, and her father had already established a foothold in Shangjing after she was born. They wanted her and her daughter to go back, but her mother was always worried about the backward medical care in the border areas. So she didn't want to leave. Later, she sent Michelle to Shangjing. Michelle stayed in Shangjing until she grew up, and then returned to Dicheng. At that time, her parents had been divorced for 10 years. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.